mama, I'm sure I to handle now, yes I am. That church speak loud in the words, and I'm the man with the greatest fear. Got the knock on me, but I love you better than him. Take my hand, don't be afraid, I'm gonna prove every word I say. Advertise the love more praise, so you can bear with me. But run on, not to that. Tips in love, that little thing, let me light your kennel cold, so mama, I'm sure I to handle now, yes I am. Hey, hard to handle that. Said, baby, here I am, a man on the scene. Give you what you want, but you got to bring it home to me. There's a good little love and then I got a little more in store. When I get the baby thorn and all, know you'll be around for more. Boys run on, not to that. That's in love. Pretty little thing, let me light your chemicals. And mama, I'm sure I'll be handle now, yes I am. Yeah. Try to handle that. Yeah. Chemicals of mama, I'm sure I'll handle now, yes I am. Yeah, hard to handle that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on, hard, yeah. Now, love, oh yeah.
You're out of my life, I'm so much better. Thought that I'd be weak without you, but I'm stronger. Thought that I'd be broke without you, but I'm richer. Thought that I'd be sad without you, I laugh harder. Thought I wouldn't grow without you, now I'm wiser. I'd be helpless without you, but I'm smarter. Thought that I'd be stressed without you, but I'm chilling. Thought I wouldn't sell without you, sold 9 million. I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder. Survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving, I'm a survivor, I'm a survivor, I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving. Thought I couldn't breathe without you, I'm in heaven. Thought I couldn't see without you, perfect vision. Thought I couldn't last without you, but I'm lasting. Thought that I would die without you, but I'm living. Thought that I would fail without you, but I'm on time. Should be over now, but it won't stop. Thought that I would self-destruct, but I'm still here. Even in my years to come, I'm gonna be here. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it, I will survive. Keep on surviving. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving. Wishing you the best, pray that you are blessed. Much success, no stress, and lots of happiness. Not gonna blast you on the radio. Not gonna lie to your family, no. Not gonna hate you in the magazines. Not gonna compromise. Not gonna diss you on the internet. No, Mama taught me better than that. things never seem to change, and every day I stay the same. Moonlight swelling through the trees, it never seems to wane. Sometimes I feel like I'm a silhouette, like my imitation leads me towards regret. Sometimes I wish that we had never met. I'm faking every step, stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark, speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. You're stealing all the breath out of my lungs. Got me in the dark, speaking in tongues. Tell me, when did this stop being fun? We're undone and uncomfortably numb. Disconnected, out of mind, I'm unaffected by the times. Misdirect me on a dime, break me with something slight. Born in a compromise, raised on white lies. They say the road to hell is paved with gold. At 25 I feel content with caution, dodging my hate.
It's time for Lincoln Potters Baseball.
You got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump it up. You've got to pump it up, but don't you know, pump
Today's
it up.
broadcast is brought to you by
pump it
Stones
up,
Radio
but don't you
Network.
know, pump
Now
it
let's
up.
potter up to
You've
the
got
booth.
pump it up, but don't
Good afternoon and welcome to McBean Stadium in Lincoln, California. It is the third of a three-game series between your Lincoln Potters and the Novato Knicks. My name is Mark the Phantom Lowe. I'll bring it all to you. I got Riley the engineer to my left. Willie Preston, the best PA man in the business, is working the microphone. We've got Jason and Carson working over at the intern desk. I call it the intern desk. They're actually doing very, very involved stuff with TrackMan and all that stuff, but I haven't really established their bona fide yet. So until they've worked a couple more days, I'm not going to take what they say as fact. But we're all ready for an afternoon game here, a 1:05 first pitch. So it's coming up in just a second. Jake McGowan on the mound for the Potters as they attempt to get the third win in a row on the opening weekend. They've used great pitching to win the first two games. Jackson Halverson and Micah Marquez pitching on Friday night, holding the Knicks to just 6 hits in that game. And then last night it was Caden Hunter, it was Anthony Martinez, Preston Brook, and Eric Vassar, combining all four of them to just two-hit the Knicks and striking out 18 in that game. So they have been really throwing the ball very well. Potters hitters not really mashing the ball, but got enough runs to win 6-2 on Friday night, and then yesterday 3-0 win. So here we go with today's game. A good crowd out here for the afternoon game. First afternoon game of the season, Military Appreciation Day. So we had the honors out there before the game and the color guard and everything bringing it up. Another exciting factor about today's game is Stones McCoy, who is, of course, the titular head of Stones Radio Networks and has been the engineer of the broadcast for the past 6 seasons. He is doing it a little bit different today. He was called out of the booth right before the game. He will be manning the first base coaching box for the Lincoln Potters in this one. He's done it a couple of times before, and he's never lost a game. But he'll be out there at first. Ray Garcia, the unofficial mayor of Lincoln, I think he's still like on his third term or something. He will be going in the third base coaching box. So we got some celebrity coaches, if you will, today for the Potters. But that's when they come to the plate. Right now they're out in the field. And let's take a look at the offensive lineup for the Novato Knicks, as we'll get the first 9 hitters. They'll start off with Quint Medden. Now, Benny Nazario batting in the second spot. Vinny Lencioni hitting fourth. They have been the offensive stars so far for the Novato Knicks. Max Garcia took yesterday off, came back out. He's playing first base today. And Adrian Ruiz starting his second game in a row at second base, batting in the number 9 spot. Nico Tejada, who is familiar to Potter fans, he's played against the Potters for the past couple of seasons. He will be on the mound for the Novato Knicks when this one gets started in the bottom of the first inning against the Potters. But for right now, it's Quinn Medden, it's Benny Nazario, it's Max Shabasteri, the first 3 hitters against McCowan. Jake is out of Folsom Lake College. He was 1-2 in 27 innings for the Falcons this past season. 43 strikeouts, which is impressive, but 27 walks. So that's something he will be working on this summer. As obviously with the 43 strikeouts, he's got the stuff, but he's got to keep those extra runners off base. And so we'll take a look at that, talking to manager Tyler Robertson a little bit before the game. First, I asked him why Stones McCoy was one of his coaches, and he didn't know. So that's not a good sign. Secondly, he was real happy with the way his arms have been throwing the ball. Usually early in the season, you don't get that kind of pitching, and he has got it the first two games out of the chute, and that first pitch out of the chute is too high. 1-0 on Quinn Medden out of Santa Rosa Junior College. The Bear Cubs. There's a chopper out towards second base. Brett Griffiths is going to race in, pick it up, throw it to first, and get him out. So Griffiths retires from 4-3. Gives us a good time to look at the defensive alignment for your Lincoln Potters. We saw Brett at second base. Jake Tandy got the throw at first. Logan Pruski again at short, and it's Micah Marquez at third base. Colby Amaral moves out to left field. Quincy Marlborough in center. White Balky's back and right. Andrew Sloan behind the plate, and Jake McCowan on the mound. Here's Benny Nazario. 3 for 8 so far in the series with a run scored. Takes a fastball on the inside corner for a call strike. Max Shabasteri is on deck, the number 3 hitter. Bright sunshine out here today. Beautiful day for baseball as McCowan delivers a swing and a miss. 0-2 on Benny Nazario. Benny out of Sonoma State University. That one misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Potters winning last night. A 3-1 affair. The Knicks scored 1 time in the 9th inning. Eric Vassar getting the call, third strike and that looks like they hit Benny, so he'll go down to first base. He's been on base a lot in these 3 games, usually by 3 hits, as we said, but he's also was hit by a pitch and walked yesterday, and was 2 for 4 on Friday. So he's on base a lot. He's on base right now, hit by that pitch. Tough call on a 1-2 count, too. So McCowan has Nazario over at first. Max Shabasteri will be the hitter. Max 1 for 5 for the series. Comes out of Sonoma State University. That's a line drive, a clean base hit into left field. Handled out there by Colby Amaral, but after hitting Nazario, Shabasteri comes up with a base hit, his second of the series, the first hit today for the Knicks, and they've got something going. Runners at first and second now. Vinny Lencioni, who's actually been swinging a pretty good bat, 2 for 4, came on Friday night as a pinch hitter and lined a base hit, and then was 1 for 3 yesterday and hit a couple of other balls hard. Also picked up a walk. So Vinny comes up here with a chance to do some damage early on for the Knicks. He takes that one inside and low. Vinny coming to us from Napa Valley College and planning on going to Sonoma State next season, or next calendar year. I don't know if they call it a season in college. Hits out well to left field. Amaral's going to go back. He's going to go back, and that is out of here. A 3-run home run by Vinny Lencioni, and the Knicks have started off hot, scoring as many runs as they had in the entire series here in the top of the first inning. Lencioni, we said he's been hitting the ball well. He hit it real well right there and picked up 3 runs batted in. And Novato leads this one 3-0. Just a shot to left field, no doubt about that one. It bounces out into McBean Park. Lovely McBean Park. I know they, didn't want to receive a home run from the opposing team, but lovely park anyway. I bring up Skylar Linehan, who came on yesterday for his only appearance so far in the series. He takes the first pitch down low. He pinch hit for Benny Lencioni back in the 9th inning, picked up a base on balls. So Skylar, no stats in the series. That one's right down the middle. Evens it up at 1 ball and a 1 strike. Kind of went south for Cowan when he had a 1-2 count and hit Nazario. Then Shabasteri and Lencioni hitting the ball solidly, swinging a miss there. A single and then the home run. So the Potters behind the 8 ball in this one. They have not mustered. They had 6 runs on Friday and then 3 yesterday. That's in the dirt. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Max Garcia to follow with just 1 out here in the inning. That's also in the dirt, so he takes 1-2, makes it 3-2 now on Lenahan. Scholar out of College of Marin, as are many of the Novato Knicks. Fastball swung on and missed. First strikeout for McCowan. 2 outs here in the first, and that'll bring up Max Garcia. Max out of El Cerrito High School, headed for Sonoma State. 0 for 4 on Friday, then came on yesterday in a pinch hitting role. Was 0 for 2, so looking for his first hit in the series. Right-hand hitting today, first baseman. Takes that one down the middle for a strike. 0-1. Make that 0-2. 3 in for the Knicks here in the top of the first. Bases are cleared. The 0-2 pitch. Inside. A couple of Potters thought that might conclude the at-bat, so they were heading off toward the dugout to talk to Coach Stones McCoy probably, but umpire says not quite yet, fellas. That one's in the dirt. Good block by Andrew Sloan. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Make that 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chris DeLangis, the left fielder, is on deck, hitting in the number 7 spot for Novato. That's in the dirt as well, so he'll get the base on balls. Garcia waits it out, got behind in the count. Now he is down at first base. Hit batter and a walk here in the first inning for McCowan, and bring up Chris DeLangis, who's 0 for 3 so far in the series. He also from the College of Marin, left-handed hitter. Playing in left field today. He started the series off playing at first base. With left-handed hitter against the right-hander Jake McCowan. Fastball misses inside, so it's 1-0. Crowd out here on a Sunday. The VIP, the Kiln, is already up and running, especially down the third baseline. We got a lot of fans packed into the bleachers over there. I think that's because they moved the concession stand, the Potters concession stand, from the first base side to the third base side, and people just want to be close to it. I don't know, that's the only explanation I have. Of course, it's also by the bounce house. Sales high, 3-0. And the bounce house is rocking. I would definitely go knocking and find out what's going on in there. If it's not moving, I know it's a little bit dead out here, but it's going back and forth, so it's going on. And it is in there for a strike. I don't know if you saw it on the Riley Engineer cam to start the game, but they have the kids run out with the players, and it's the Rio Linda T-ball team that's out here today. Fouled out of play, full count, and it's the most kids I've ever seen out here. And they all ran out, and all of them they went out with different players, but they all ended up in center field, and it looked like the outfielders for the Potters were working like a nursery or something. They're shepherding kids all over the place. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner going all high and inside. He'll take the walk. So DeLangis at first. That'll move Garcia down to second and bring up Brandon Herter, and we're going to have a meeting at the mound. With Tyler Robertson's going to go out and talk with Jake McCowan. He started off with a ground out from Quinn Medden, but then Nazario hit by a pitch on a 2-strike count. Chavastari, a solid single to left, then a 3-run home run by Vinny Lencioni. Lenahan struck out, and a walk to Garcia and a walk to DeLangis. And Brandon Herter coming to the plate. It was the most kids I'd ever seen out here, because the kids go out almost every time with the players when Willie announces them and they go out to their defensive position. And then they stand out there for the national anthem. But this time there was just way more kids. There were a couple of them that didn't make it out there without falling to the ground, which is to be expected. That's part of the ritual, part of growing up. So here's Herter, 0 for 3 in the series so far for Brandon. Just a little bit too high for a ball. Brandon from Sonoma State University. Knicks wearing the red jerseys with the white piping at the shoulders, gray pants. A sharp look today. There's a swing and a miss on a high fastball. lettering on the front really popping. And if I can see it at my age, that means it's really popping. There's fouled off to the left side, so 1 ball and 2 strikes, and you have to feel like Jake's had a 2-strike count on a lot of hitters in this inning. See if he can close it out on Herder and get the Potters into the dugout. They can start clawing away at this 3-run deficit. That slice foul down the left field line again to the new grassy knoll area, which is kind of spiffed up a little bit. Little sidewalk put in down there. Gives it a little more of a park look. Big fence over there as well. But the grassy knoll still retains its grassy knollness, and people are still there. Look out. That's inside for a ball. 2-2. Left-hand hitting Herder, waits for the 2-2. Swings and misses, he struck him out. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for McCowan, but 3 runs in the inning for the Knicks. We go to the bottom of the first. Knicks 3, Potters coming to bat.
Situated on the corner of Lincoln Boulevard and 5th Street, this iconic building has been the home to several hotels over the decades, the most famous and longest running of which was the Lincoln Inn. Having undergone several renovations and architectural changes, this building is the current home of Old Town Pizza, which boasts not 1 but 2 floors for your dining enjoyment, including open-air seating on the roof. Stop in for a slice today. Or stop by the Lincoln Museum to see the 300-pound cash register that used to adorn the front desk of the Lincoln Inn. For more great history, visit the Lincoln Area Archives Museum and, by appointment only, take their free walking tour of historic downtown Lincoln.
Bottom of the first inning, Potters coming up to the plate to face Nico Tejada. Let's take a look at that Potters offensive lineup. We've got Logan Pruski leading off, as he has the last couple days. Jake Tandy, who's driven in 3 runs for the Potters the first 2 days, just barely missed a big home run last night. It went foul. Hudson Brown in the DH spot. Brett Griffiths hitting in the 6th spot. And there's Wyatt Balke. And Micah Marquez has gone from the pitching mound. He will be batting 9th and playing 3rd base. So that's your Potters lineup against Nico Tejada, the right-hander with a 3-run lead. Comes out here. He'll face Pruski, Malbrough, and Tandy. And we will get, as soon as there's some action that we can, there goes Ray Garcia, the unofficial mayor of Lincoln, jogging out. That's the fastest I've seen Ray move in about 15 years. And he'll probably admit that. He's going straight over to the dugout to shake hands and say, you guys got any water, oxygen, anything? Scotch, anything? That's what a mayor does. That's what a politician does, Riley. You notice that. He went right over and went over, talked to the other team, shaking hands and everything. Meanwhile, Stones is at first just standing there. Here's Logan Pruski, 1 for 7. Scored 2 runs in the first 2 games of the series. Takes a fastball outside and high, so it's 1-0 on Logan. Malbrough to follow, and then Jake Tandy as the Potters behind for the first time, 3-0. That's a foul down away off to our right. Down there by the I gotta remember what the name of the like sports bar thing. There's a name for it, like the club or something. They called it something. When you go down there, you sit at a table, you can watch the game on the screen, you can hang out, kind of be apart for a second, then come back to the action. It's a great place down there. That's fouled again over toward that way. The bartenders are very knowledgeable fellows down there, you know. They'll listen to your troubles and everything. But anyway, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Pruski. Potters off tomorrow. We're coming back on Tuesday. Breaking ball inside. 2-2. Come back on Tuesday. Take on the Menlo Legacy. And it will be, of course, 2 for Tuesday on Tuesday. Loomis Basin. 50% off Loomis Basin beers. That's a breaking ball slider outside, 3-2. Always a lot of fun on a 2 for Tuesday. Then Wednesday off, and then we've got 4 games against a collection of clubs over the weekend. Always a great time to come out. check out a Potters game or another one. That's fouled out of play. As from the fans that we've had the first 3 days, there's a lot of people who are going to be coming back for their second and third Potters games next week. But we welcome first-timers as well. And remember, I'll have to wait till after this pitch. It's too important to give it short shrift. 3-2 coming up from Tejada. Skied out toward right field. Coming on is Herder. He's got it in short right field and makes the catch for the first out. So Pruski flies out to right field. One out here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Quincy Marlboro, who's 1 for 7 with a run scored. The center fielder from Folsom Lake College. Had a great year for the Falcons. Hit almost 360 for the season, which is a tremendous mark, especially considering that a lot of those are in Big 8 conference play. So Quincy comes up here with one out. Just wanted to remind people, next Friday, the 31st, I believe it's next Friday, it is Pokemon night and 90s night. So just a reminder that get that on the calendar now. All your favorite Pokemon will be here, he said, maybe. That's high for a ball. And also, I have not been corrected on this, so I'm going to say if you're in your 90s, you get in free. That's what 90s night means. But I'm also been advised that it reflects the culture of the 90s. So that's a possibility too, which I was excited about initially. It's a sharp grounder to the right of second base, picked up by Ruiz. Ruiz over to first, and he's going to get him by a step over there. So Marlboro is retired, 4-3, 2 outs here, and it'll bring up Jake Tandy, and that will give me a chance, a batter late, to show you the defensive alignment for the Knicks. Chris DeLangis in left, Quinn Medin in center. It's Herder in right, Nazario at third, Chavasteri at short. We just saw Adrian Ruiz and Max Garcia. Behind the plate is Vinny Lencioni, and on the mound is Nico Tejada. So here's Tandy. Jake 2 for 8 with 3 runs batted in over the first 2 days. Played third base. He's playing at first today for the Potters. Takes that one outside. Anyway, I found, 90s culture sounds good. Maybe we get some grunge and all that stuff out here. But I believe, I was looking it up, I believe NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys and all that stuff has started in the 90s too. So that's going to be a tough call. I mean, it could be good. It could be a little bit off. I mean, you get Pearl Jam, you get a Soundgarden. Okay, but then you get, Backstreet Boys. And some people would go the second one. Some people will go for the Backstreet Boys over the. I don't agree with that, but they'll all be out here. Willie will play them all for you. There's a fastball in there for a strike. He's got a 90s play. I mean, he's Professor Rockola, so he's got a 90s playlist that won't quit. Although he refuses to play Waterloo for me, and I find that to be objectionable. Piper the Peacock strutting around. High and inside. Strutting his stuff, I think, is exactly what he's doing right now. Ever since he got that new coat, it's blue now instead of orange, he has really been a little bit, I'll call him jaunty. He's a little jaunty now. 3-1 pitch coming up to Jake Tandy. Hits it foul down the left field line over by the grassy knoll into the middle of the grassy knoll. Yesterday he hit one about, I would say, 75 yards farther than that and a little bit closer to being fair, but it was not. It was almost the first Potter home run of the season, and everybody groaned when it was called foul by the home plate umpire. Full count now to Jake. Hits that one well to right center field. Herder is on the run, still on the run. He's going to make the catch in right center field. So Brandon Herder covering some ground in right center. Tandy flies out 1-2-3 for the Potters in the first. We'll go to the top of the second. Knicks on top, 3-0.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Top of the second from McBean Stadium on a very lovely day out here in Lincoln, California. Jake McGowan on the mound. He gave up 3 runs in the first inning. Knicks on top 3-0. They'll send Adrian Ruiz, the number 9 hitter, then Quinn Medin and Benny Nazario 1-2. So 9-1-2 for the Knicks here as they lead this one 3-0. Everybody's still getting kind of settled in out here, and it's a great day for baseball, and there's a great crowd out here. The Dogs are our guy from Fat Cat down there is doing, I think we were joking with him. His name is Bill, and we were joking with him coming in today. I didn't think we'd see him today because I thought he'd retire after the first 2 days because he did that well. Has great stuff, great product over there. I'm surprised that since there's any left, since Riley seems to go in there and he takes them 2 at a time and goes down there 2 or 3 times a day, it seems like. First pitch is skied out to center field. Marlboro is going to give a little bit of ground. It's hit well, but Quincy gloves it, and Ruiz is out with a pretty good-looking fly ball to center field. 1 out, 1 pitch, and here's Quinn Medin, who grounded out to second base to start the game before the fireworks set in for the Knicks, and they scored 3 times. Quinn out of Santa Rosa Junior College. Takes that one for a strike. McCowan from Folsom Lake College. You mentioned he went 1-2 in 27 innings over the season, 43 strikeouts. That looked good, but it is called a ball, so I have to assume it was not good. 1 ball and 1 strike. Chopper out toward third. Handled out there by Marquez and throws it across the diamond. Micah with a nice play to retire Medin over at first base. Kind of took his time. He's got the arm, obviously. He pitched on Friday night, so he's got a good arm. Very patient with that one, waited for it and gunned it across the diamond. 2 outs, Benny Nazario coming up. He was hit by a pitch on a 1-2 count back in the first inning, and that started the problems for McCowan and the Potters. Benny scored his 2nd run of the series on the Lencioni home run. Nice breaking pitch. He's in there for a strike, 0-1. No balls and a 1 strike. That's in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. Max Shabasteri is on deck in case Benny gets something going. And that is in the dirt again, 2-1. That's slice foul over to our right, evens the count up. 2 balls and 2 strikes, top of the 2nd inning here. Knicks on top, 3-0. And it does my heart good to see people coming back from the vendors with the, not carrying just 1 beer, but 2. There's a line drive to right. It's going to hang up, I think, and it does hang up for Wyatt Balky to make the catch. A good inning for Jake McCowan. 1, 2, 3. Potters coming to the plate. They trail 3-0.
Being a laborer means everything. It was what took care of me when I was growing up. It's what takes care of me now. Because of President Biden and the money he's put into infrastructure, the need for our workforce to expand is out of this world. When our members are able to go to work on these big projects that are funded by Biden's economic investments, it means continued growth in their wages, in their pensions, in their health benefits. It means they're going to be able to take care of their families.
Right in the middle of the mascot race, we come back for the bottom of the 2nd. We've got all the Rio Linda kids, but I think there's a guy who was not playing T-ball who's now Piper is not even really running. I don't know what Piper is doing. Piper is confused for some reason. We've got a tremendous race. What a job. The catcher, Vinny Lencioni, was telling the kids to slide. I love that. I hope that's what he was doing. He wasn't motioning to his pitcher. It looked like, he was telling the kids to get down. That's a tremendous job by Vinny. Even though he's hit a home run today, and he's not exactly on my Christmas list. But actually, that was very funny by Vinny Lencioni behind the plate. Piper again looking. it's kind of, if you're a Piper fan, looking a little confused out there, not really even in the same running lane as everybody else, kind of just milling around. Again, we are seeing the deterioration, I think, of a great landmark, a great mascot, and I think it's changing the costume from orange to blue. I think there's a real problem there. But let's turn our attention back to the game. Ray Garcia, the third base coach, is chatting with our next hitter, Hudson Brown, trying to give him the benefit of his many years of experience. He's been around a while, and he's around Lincoln for a while. So he'll go out and take over third. Stones McCoy is looking uncomfortable at first base, and as soon as we get a runner at first, we'll actually show you him, and so you can see that he does exist and is out at first base when he's supposed to be working. But he gave himself the day off, which you can do if you're the boss, and if you get an emergency call saying, hey, I need you to coach first base. Now the Potters just have to get somebody down to first base, and they're going to start it off with Hudson Brown. I'm the University of Kentucky, and I am told, and I am a hometown connoisseur from years gone by, the better the hometown, the more I like it. That's high and outside. Gas City, Indiana, the great Nolan Young. Obviously Kalamazoo, Michigan for Nolan McCarthy. My people tell me that Olive Branch, Mississippi is the hometown of Hudson Brown, and that's going to go right up near the top of our favorite hometowns. He hits that one sharply out towards second. It's handled by Ruiz over to first, and first baseman Max Garcia had to look around for the base, but he got his foot on it before Hudson could get there. So he hit it sharply, but he is out 4-3, one out here in the bottom of the second, and Andrew Sloan will be the hitter. So Olive Branch, Mississippi, you got to come back to that one. That is a contender. Gas City, Indiana is number one so far, although Willie doesn't agree with that. He thinks there were better ones, but just the idea of Indiana, Gas City, they'd call your city Gas City. I mean, come on. And, of course, it was the great Nolan Young as well. Breaking balls hit sharply into the hole. That's in the left field for a base hit. Andrew Sloan coming through with a single. First hit for the Potters, and that means we can turn the first base cam on and see what Stones McCoy is doing. He's more like an errand boy to just take all his thing. Now, he tried to give him 5, and Andrew wouldn't give him 5. See, he's trying to give him 5. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that worked out. Good job on the coach cam. Riley will have to do that later on and see if they give him a little more respect next time. Brings up Brett Griffiths, the second baseman. Brett bunts it down the third base line. It's a little bit too hard and it's a little bit too foul, so he'll have to come back and do it again. Brett 1 for 6 with an RBI so far in his first 2 games as a Potter out of Jesuit High School in Carmichael and American River College, which technically is close to Carmichael but is listed as Sacramento. Great year for the Beavers this year, hitting over 400 in Big 8 conference play. Throw over to first base, and Sloan is back in. Hopefully Stone said back. I'm going to assume he did, as if he didn't, he's going to be, I guess they can't really replace him, because if he had somebody else, you wouldn't call him in the first place. Fastball is just a little bit outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. One out here in the second inning. Colby Amaral, the left fielder, on deck for the Lincoln Potters. Brett takes outside. 2-1. Hopefully Brett's family, which are a great family. He's got grandmas up in Reading. Hopefully she's watching. If not, if she ought to show up. I don't know why she's not here. Great grandma up in Oregon, the same. 2-1 to Brett. It's a chopper out towards second. Ruiz has it. A tough play, pops off his glove, throws to first, and he's not going to get him. And Griffin is safe at first. Garcia, the first baseman, making the catch. So 2 on for the Potters. Big hop. It took a big hop on Ruiz. He was waiting for it. Took the big hop and kind of misplayed it. Tried to gun it to first. Had the wherewithal to go ahead and go to first. He knew it was too late to go to second, but Brett beats it out, and Amaral will be the hitter with runners at first and second. Colby 0 for 3. He scored a run. He's already got 4 walks on this season, so he's been on base a lot. Takes that fastball high and outside. 1-0. He's followed by Wyatt Balke, the right fielder. Really just getting started out here, although the Knicks have already put 3 runs up on the board in the top of the first inning. So the Potters trying to climb out of the hole here with 2 on and 1 out in the second. popped up by Amaral. It's an infield fly, so the batter is out. Shortstop Shabasteri is going to make the catch in short left field. So 2 outs here in the second inning. Here's Wyatt Balke. Wyatt 2 for 8 with a run batted in. Had 2 hits in game 1 on Friday night. Right fielder coming out of American River College as well. Tejada checks the runner at second. Pretty good lead out there by Andrew Sloan. Balke hits it sharply, but right at the shortstop. Now it's bobbled by Shabasteri. He's going to have no play. Hit very hard. Almost looked like he was trying to make the play so he could turn the double play, but with 2 outs, it's going to be an error on the shortstop. It's going to load the bases, and it's going to be Micah Marquez. Out of St. Helena, California. Marquez pitched 4 innings on Friday night, gave up 4 hits and no runs. Just did a tremendous job. And he's up here for his first at bat. It was a pinch runner in yesterday's game. He's got the bases loaded and 2 outs here. Logan Pruski on deck for the Potters. Marquez takes a fastball on the corner. 0-1 on Micah. We're number 33. Potters wearing the orange and blue. I wore that yesterday, so I was only 1 day off. Marquez swings and misses at a high inside fastball. Kind of made that decision a little bit too late, so he's in the hole at 0-2. Sloan, Griffiths, and Balke on the bases. Chopper out towards second base. Ruiz pays it on the big hop. He'll go to first for the out. So Tejada gets out of it. No runs on 2 hits, and we left 3. We go to the top of the third. Knicks on top, 3-0.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Old man knocked on my front door with my teenage boy and a couple more from up the road. He had him by the collar, said he caught him.
Top of the third inning, Knicks on top, 3-0. Axe throwing was for the juvenile competition today with the young people. We did have some good bullseyes out there, so good job. Usually it's better, if it's a nighttime thing and people have been imbibing for a while, but in this case, it's a 1 o'clock start, so we got the youngsters out there. That is a good way to remind you, though, that if you come out as soon as the gates open, usually at 5:30 for a 6:30 start, from 5:30 until the first pitch is thrown, it is happy hour out here. So, you can't make it more inviting to come early. We used to go early back in my day to watch batting practice, and you could probably do that as well. But that's not the reason you do that. You do that because it's happy hour as soon as the gates open until the first pitch is thrown. So top of the third, Max Shabasteri coming up, then Vinny Lencioni and Skylar Lenahan. 3, 4, and 5 against Jake McCowan, who went 1, 2, 3 in the second inning after having a tough first inning. I want to do something, too, when we talk about our fashion up here, because Willie has always got, like, the latest Potters gear, and today he's got a red, white, and blue thing he's wearing. A jersey. There's hit ball, hit the left field, and hit well, but hit foul. So Willie's got it's red, white, and blue. It's white. It's got red. 4th of July jersey more from Placer County Associated Realtors, and he's got the Lincoln Potters hat with the stars, white front, red bill. I'm going with the old stars and stripes, the old Yeah, the old jersey there, but also I found a T-shirt in here. Nice. Yeah, it's an Orange Potters T-shirt. I think it says designated hitter or something. Yeah, Orange Friday. That's right, Orange Fridays, which is another feature out here. So that's the fashion that we're sporting up here in the booth today. Willie Preston always with the best stuff. That line drive just missed about 19 people. So Shabasteri, who singled his first time up and scored on the Lencioni home run, is connecting very well with the first two pitches from McCowan. Looks like Liam Golden warming up for the Potters. Brad pitches on the corner, call strike 3. So 2 hard hit foul balls, but then McCowan found the corner and gets a strikeout. That's his 3rd strikeout. And I'll bring up Vinny Lencioni, who has hit a 3-run home run in this game. So he has 3 hits for the series now and 3 runs batted in for the series as well. A pinch hit on Friday, then another hit yesterday, and the home run today. Right-hand hitting catcher. Takes a breaking ball, just missing inside. That one misses outside as well. 2-0 on Vinny. Napa Valley College product going to Sonoma State University. Hits that one to the right side, foul. Oh, what a try by the first base coach, and it looks like maybe we need a chiropractor. So he bent over to try to get the ground ball and then just kind of kept going. Kind of like when you're falling down the stairs and you really can't stop yourself. But I guess he looks none the worse for wear. Ball 3. I didn't see our first base coach doing that and coming back. So I have to give kudos to the first base coach of the Novato Knicks. The third base coach is playing out in left field. There's a grounder down to third. Marquez is going to try to backhand it. Can't make the play. It'll go out to left field, rounding first and thinking about second. Lencioni, but he'll get credit for a single there. On a ground ball that Marquez had to do the do-or-die backhand on. Third hit for the Knicks, second for Vinny Lencioni. And here's Skylar Lenahan, who struck out his first time up. So he is 0 for 1, 0 for 1 for the series. Third hit for the Knicks. Short lead for Lencioni at first. Lenahan puts one into short right center field. Coming on as bulky. He's not going to get there. Has to get it on a hop. Guns it into second, but Lencioni with some good base running. Read it perfectly. That is a base hit for Skylar Lenahan. First and second now, 1 out here in the third. And Max Garcia, who got the base on balls back in the first inning, will come up to the plate. Max out of El Cerrito High School, headed to Sonoma State. That fastball's outside. Pitch count beginning to mount a little bit on Jake McCowan. That first inning took a lot out of him. Second inning, very efficient. That misses high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Garcia. Crystal Angis on deck. Oh, more cowbells. Let's see if we got some cowbells out there. Willie played the cowbell sounder. Usually he'll get some good response. That one is ball 3. I think there's too many people in the beer line. Nobody's got their cowbell out. Which is not a bad deal. Misses with ball 4, so Garcia gets a base on balls for the second time today. That's going to load the bases with 1 out and bring up Chris DeLangis, who got a base on balls his first time, the left-hand hitting first baseman. Out of the College of Marin. Andrew Sloan goes out and gives instructions to his infield. 1 out. See, we've got Dandy is playing close at first, and even with the bag is Marquez at third. Pruski and Griffiths double play depth for the left-hand hitting DeLangis. First pitch is in there for a call strike. Got the inside corner. 0-1. That's foul back to the screen. So quickly 0-2 on Crystal Engis. Brandon Herder, the on-deck hitter, making himself useful, picking up that foul ball. Oh, I forgot. Crystal Engis is the Dueling Dogs batter. He lifted that one, and that might stay in play at third base for Marquez, foul territory, and he makes the catch, which is good for the Potters, but not that great for the fans because they don't get half off on Dueling Dogs. 2 outs, and that'll bring up Brandon Herder, who struck out his first time up, left-hand hitting right fielder. Showing a pretty good range out there in right field today, but 0 for 1 at the plate. Bases still loaded, but now 2 outs. Inside, I think that hit him. Yes, it did, and that's going to force a run. So Lencioni will score the 4th run of the game for the Knicks. Everybody else moves up. Herder gets himself a hit by pitch, but also gets himself a run batted in. His first of the series, and that'll bring up Adrian Ruiz, who hit a deep fly to center field his first time up back in the 2nd inning. Now it's Lenahan at 3rd, Garcia at 2nd, and Herder over at 1st. The fastball is down low, 1-0. Knicks trying to salvage one out of this 3-game series against the Potters to open their season. High and inside again from McCowan. 2-0. Andrew Sloan behind the plate for the Potters in this one. The UOP product. 2-0. That's down the middle, call strike. High and inside, ball 3. 3-1, bases loaded here, top of the 3rd. Knicks already in top 4-0. Swing and a miss, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The famous Jordan Georgeson is out here. Writer for the various newspapers, Gold Country Media. You probably read his stuff in the Messenger, Auburn Journal. He's out. The photojournalist. Or he just wears that camera around his neck to make him look good. And it's ball 4. And that's another run's going to score on an RBI walk from Ruiz. So Lenahan crosses the plate. Garcia moves up to 3rd. That'll put Herder at 2nd and bring the top of the order, which is Quinn Medden, to the plate. Quinn is grounded to 2nd and grounded to 3rd. So Jordan is roaming the stands here, looking for probably slice of life shots, stuff like that. Although he's turned into quite the photographer over about a year's time. He started taking pictures of his own to go with his own stories last year, and really does a great job, especially football. Great football photographer. Inside with a fastball on Medden. 2 hits, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch this inning as the Knicks have put 2 more up on the board. 2-0 now to Quinn. Three 3-0 off-speed pitch. Nice block by Sloan. As if on cue, Jordan shows up in the press box, and yes, there is a hot dog. He and Riley keeping Bill in business over there. 3-0 pitch is down in the dirt. That's ball 4. Garcia scores. Herder moves to 3rd. Ruiz at 2nd. It's an RBI walk for Menden. I think we're going to get a pitching change here. We're going to take a little break. We'll come back with that new pitcher after this. We are in the top of the 3rd inning, and the Knicks on top by 6. No pitching change by manager Tyler Robertson, which shows why I shouldn't speculate on pitching changes. Yeah, Jake McCowan's out there. He's going to try to get the last out, and that would be Benny Nazario, who has been hit by a pitch and fly to right field so far. He steps in, 3 runs in on the inning. Fastball's in the dirt. 1-0. One ball, no strikes on Nazario. He's 3 for 8 coming in, 3 for 9 now for the series with 2 runs scored. Takes high for a ball. Benny's at third base today for the Knicks, who lead at 6-0 here in the top of the third inning. That's inside as well, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes on Nazario. Max Chavisteri to follow the number 3 hitter in the lineup. That's chopped foul. And kudos to Benny for going after the 3-0 pitch. It's summer ball, so you don't do that. Well, wait and make him throw a strike. You get up there, you take your cuts. And Benny took a cut at that one, fouled it off, and it's 3-1 now. That's hit sharply out toward shortstop. Pruski has it. He's going to go to second for the force. So the Potters shut it down finally, but not before 3 runs score for the Knicks. We go to the bottom of the third. Novato on top, 6-0.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Top of the order for the Potters as we go to the bottom of the third. They're looking up at a 6-0 deficit. Nico Tejada, the right-hander, on the mound for the Knicks. He'll face Pruski, Marlboro, and Tandy. The Potters with a couple of hits in the second inning, but couldn't get any runs across. They did load the bases, but then Marquez grounded out to second base to end the rally, or end the inning. And Lencioni kicks it down to second base, and we are ready to go here in the bottom of the third. Pruski, who flied to right his first time up. Logan out of Folsom Lake College. Playing at shortstop as he has for the first 2 games of the series. It's a sharp grounder down to third, backing up on a nice play by Nazario across the diamond. Just barely gets him at first base. Excellent play by Benny Nazario at third base for the first down and bring up Quincy Marlboro. The center fielder grounded to second his first time up. 1 for 8 in the series so far for Quincy.
Now batting for the Potters from Loomis, California, center fielder Quincy Marlboro.
Out of Loomis, California, according to the great Willie Preston, so that's what we're going to go with. And Folsom Lake College. Takes a breaking ball, and it is a ball. Looked pretty good. 1 ball and no strikes. Another breaking ball, misses. 2-0. Nico Tejada from the stretch. 2-0 pitch inside, ball 3. Tyler Robertson, the manager for the Potters. He's entrusted the coaching duties today. Third base, Mr. Ray Garcia. The first base coach is Mr. Stones McCoy. 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. (3-1) coming up from Nico. Popped up center field, short center field. Coming on is Medden, and he's going to make the catch. Now he dropped the ball. Quincy's going to try for second. He slides in. He is safe. A long run for Medden. He had his hand on it, and he had the right fielder Herder coming over. The second baseman going out. He came on, made the catch, and then popped out of his glove, so that'll be an error. The second error charged to the Knicks. And at second base is Quincy Marlboro. And here's Jake Tandy, who flied to right his first time up. Jake 2 for 9 in the series with 3 runs batted in. Hits it sharply in the left field. That's a base hit through the hole. Marlboro's at third. They're going to send him. Ray's going to send him. Now he's going to hold him. And he's got him cut off on third, and he is tagged out. So Tandy comes through with the hit. But we send Marlboro at first and then decided to hold him, but he had fallen down or slipped trying to stop. And he's caught off third base very alert by Nazar, the third baseman, who cut that ball off. And they made the play. So a hit for the Potters, but an out for the Knicks. 2 outs here in the inning, and here is Hudson Brown, who grounded sharply to second his first time up back in the second inning. Hudson from Olive Branch, Mississippi, University of Kentucky, redshirt this year. Takes outside with a fastball from Tejada. 1 ball and no strikes. Andrew Sloan on deck. So third hit for the Potters, but it turns into an out at third base. Tandy leading off at first. Short lead by Jake. Down low for a ball. Good eye from Hudson Brown. He's ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Great day for baseball out here at McBean Stadium. Beautiful setting. Not so beautiful score right now. Brown hits it sharply right at Ruiz at second base. Gets up with it, throws to first, and that's the third out. So Potters threaten, don't score. We go to the top of the fourth. It's Novato 6 and Lincoln nothing.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Top of the fourth inning, Knicks on top, 6-0 in this one. We've got a new pitcher for the Potters, number 20, and we are endeavoring to find out who that is at this time. It is not Stones McCoy. He has not been pulled out of the coaching box to pitch. Whoever it is will face Shabasteri, then Lencioni and Skylar Lenahan, 3, 4, and 5. We have 20. We just have a roster, but we don't have a 20 on the roster. So we'll work it out. We'll work it out. If you know who he is already, you know who he is. So there you go. And we'll figure it out for the rest of us. including me and Riley the engineer and Willie Preston and everybody else up here. 3 in the first, 3 in the third for the Knicks. I close the book on Jake McCowan. 4 hits and 6 runs allowed. So Shabasteri will lead us off. Max is singled and struck out. The Knicks batted around 9 batters to the plate in the third inning, scoring 3 more runs. They had 3 in the first, then 1, 2, 3 in the second, and then 3 again in the third. Shabasteri out of Sonoma State University. 2 hits out of 7 appearances in the series so far. Singled back in the first inning. Fouls that one out of play. And is behind the count 0-1. Then he took a call, third strike in the third. Next pitch is just a little bit low and inside. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball inside, 2-1. Top and fourth, 2-1 on the hitter Shabasteri. Fastball misses high and outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Talk about Pokemon on 90s night being next week. Also, we got some special stuff coming up in June. June the 15th is Disney night, and June 21st is a big day. It's Piper's birthday, which means all the other mascots in the area come out here. It's a lot of fun. There's a foul ball back to the screen. They all come out, celebrate Piper, like Slamson has made an appearance, the Rhino from 12 Bridges. The Lincoln Fighting Zebra obviously is high up on the guest list. And they all come out and celebrate Piper. Although this new Piper with the blue suit, I don't know. I don't know if they know that Piper. 2-2 pitches hit high up in the air to right field. Balky giving a little bit of ground, but Wyatt has it surrounded and makes the catch for the first out. Hit well, but not well enough. 1 down, and that'll bring up Vinny Lencioni, who was homered and singled in this game. 3 for 6 for the series with 3 runs batted in. That was a 3-run home run back in the first inning. Then he singled and scored in the third. So 2 runs scored, 3 runs driven in on a pair of hits for Vinny in this one. Coming to us out of Napa Valley College. Right-handed catcher against the right-hander. Fastball's in there for a strike. Fastball just misses outside. Sloan trying to frame that one. Couldn't get the call, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Finally, somebody with a Leatherby's ice cream helmet down there. It's about time. Of course, this is a perfect day for it. 2-1 now as that one comes all the way back to the screen. But there's a guy walking his dog behind the backstop, so Gary's just having a good time walking his dog. Which I salute, by the way. Inside, that might have caught a piece of him. Did not. Two balls, 2 strikes. So Liam Golden is the hitter. We had him warming up before, but he was listed as number 36. Now it's he'll be number 20 forever in our hearts, and he's thrown it high and inside, and that's going to put Lencioni on the bases. So I thought it was 3-1, not 2-2, and he's on the bases. So Lencioni on the base for 3rd time today. Bring up Skylar Lenahan, who struck out and singled. Singled and scored in the 3rd inning for Skylar. Inside fastball for a ball, 1-0. Max Garcia on deck for the Novato Knicks. That one's fouled out of play. Fastball right down the middle to Lenahan. Skyler out of the College of Marin. Has not made a college choice as of yet. So he is a free agent here today. That's high and inside with a fastball. 2-1 now. Potter's off tomorrow, then we're back on Tuesday. That'll be a 6:35 first pitch. It's Loomis Basin 2 for Tuesdays. That's hit weakly out towards second. Griffiths is going to have to get it. He's only got one play, and that'll be at first base. Just barely got beyond Liam Golden to get to Brett at second base. Scoops it up, throws him out, moving to second, Lencioni, and Max Garcia, who's walked twice so far in this game. The first baseman will be the hitter. Played second base on Friday night, moving over to first today. He's been on base twice. Oh for 6 coming into this one in this series. That one's in the dirt. That's a nice block by Andrew Sloan to keep the runner and Lencioni at second base. 1-0 on Max Garcia. I think maybe I'll open a daycare up here. I got lots of kids down there, parents having to carry them around. You know, maybe I'll just say, bring them on up here, and you guys go out and have some fun, and then come and pick them up at the end of the game. The whole problem of what to do with them while they're up here, I guess I haven't really thought that through all the way, but I see the parents out there, and they want to just, put the kid down a little bit, go out and do your thing. Oh, first, there's the first beer bat. That fastball is on the corner for a strike. You don't see too many beer bats around anymore. They're a relic of the past. They were one of the greatest innovations in Potter history. And they're very difficult to drink out of, believe me. 2 balls, 1 strike. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen by Max Garcia, so he's even in the count 2-2. The beer bat was tremendous a couple years ago. And it's a little bit different, the construction of it, the infrastructure, if you will. Your gravity point, your tipping point, you've got to kind of try it a couple of times before you master the art of drinking out of the beer bat. But it's worth it, don't get me wrong. Totally worth it. 2-2 pitch, a sailing breaking ball inside, full count on Garcia. Chris DeLand just waits on deck. That is inside, ball 4. Second walk of the inning. Runners at first and second now for DeLangis, who's walked and popped out to third base. Although I do salute this mom who's got a small child in her arms, but the kid has a Potter's T-shirt on. So as long as you got the Potter's T-shirt on and the beer in the other arm, of course, that's Lincoln, baby. Put the kid in the Lincoln Potter's, the infant Potter wear line, which is very popular. The colors are very good. Fastball is in there for a strike on 1.
All right, a couple more of those. Let's hear it. Come on, Potter fans.
They've even got some Taylor T-shirts. I like that. Lincoln Potter's #1 fan. That's a good-looking T-shirt right there. There's a line drive into center field. That's a base hit. Here comes one run around to score. That'll be Lencioni, and they're going to hold him, and he falls down at third base. You got to watch that one area over there around third base. Good job by Marlboro to come up with the ball and gun it in. I thought that was a foregone conclusion. He was going to score on that hit. DeLand just really pounded it up the middle. That's going to load the bases. 5th hit in the game for the Knicks. And Brandon Herter will be the hitter. They're going to check on Lencioni around third and make sure he's okay. Just like the Potters, Marlboro, he rounded third, and I think he got conflicting signals from his base coach, and he tried to stop and ended up like one of those cartoon characters who's just spinning his wheels up in the air and made it back to third base. So here's Herder. He has struck out and been hit by a pitch. Sailing fastball is ball one. Brendan got the RBI, being hit by a pitch back in the third inning with the bases loaded. Swings and misses at a high fastball from Liam Golden. Coming on, the first 3 innings were Jake McCowan, and now Golden is taken over here in the fourth. Misses outside with that one. 2-1. Piper's birthday on June the 21st. The next night, if you're going to recover from the birthday party, obviously the birthday hangover, because it's superhero night out here. And who knows who'll be out here. I like to guess. That's a little blooper over toward shortstop. And over the shortstop's head into left center field. 1 run will score. Here comes the second one. Picked up out there is actually going to be a double for Brandon Herder. Puts it in the perfect spot. It's a 2-run double. And the Knicks add to their lead. They are up on top 8-0. Herder with his second and third RBIs of the day as Lencioni scores and Garcia follows him. DeLangis will end up over at third. And Adrian Ruiz is scheduled to be the next hitter. 6 hits now for the Knicks in this one. And Brandon Herder picked a perfect spot, dropped it right over Pruski's head in short left center field. And kept on going and took second. As the ball came into the infield, DeLangis holding on down at third base. Last year I think we had Wonder Woman. Superman was a no-show. I don't even think Batman was hanging out. I think Captain America definitely was here. So hopefully he'll make a return appearance. Todd Robertson talking to Golden out on the mound. And we are ready to go with Adrian Ruiz, who has flied to center and walked. Ruiz with runners at second and third. 2 outs here in the fourth. Breaking ball, catches the inside corner for a strike. Knicks with 6 hits in the game today. Beneficiary of 7 walks and 2 hit batters by the Potters pitchers. They have made the best of it. That one is high. It's one thing to get the base runners and another thing to plate them, and that's what they've done. Herder with the 2-run single, Lencioni in the first inning with a 3-run home run. 1-1 pitch. Line down the right field line, slicing, and it will be foul. Why, Balky will chase it down over there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ruiz headed to Sonoma State University to join most of his Novato Knicks teammates. Chopped that one foul, staying alive, hitting it, knocking that one back to the backstop. So it stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shot down the third base line. That's a fair ball. Here comes DeLangis to score. Herder will score easily. Picked up and left by Amaral. Gets it into second, but it won't be in time. It's a 2-run double for Ruiz, and the Knicks are in double digits. They put 10 runs up on the board, and they lead this one now 10-0. Ruiz picks up his second and third RBI as well. 7th hit in the game for the Knicks, and that'll bring up the leadoff man, Quinn Medden. Not the way the Potters foresaw that trying to take the third game and get the sweep today. The Brooms kind of on the side right now. Breaking ball in there for a strike to Medden, who has grounded to second, he's grounded to third, and he has an RBI walk. So he is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Check swing, he went around 0-2. Ruiz sent that one right down the third base line between Marquez and the bag, perfectly placed. 0-2 now on Medden. Chopped off of Medden and into foul territory. Oh, and 2 on Quinn, playing out in center field as he has the entire series. Well, he started in center field on Friday, came in as a replacement yesterday. 0-2 pitch. Inside and hit him. So another free pass issued by the Potters, and Medden will go down to first base where he'll be at first. At second is Adrian Ruiz, and we've got Tyler Roberts coming out. We're going to get a new pitcher. We'll step away and come back with that new pitcher. Hopefully we'll figure out his name and his number when we come back. Knicks on top by 10.
This job is the Esplanade Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the topside included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
New pitcher for the Potters, Bobby Remetti, who comes to us from Benedictine University. He will face Benny Nazario, the 9th batter to bat in this inning, as the Knicks have scored 4 times on 3 hits. They've also received 2 walks and had a hit batter. So Nazario, who has been hit by a pitch, he's flying to right and hit into a fielder's choice. Right-handing third baseman up here against Remetti, who is in the stretch with runners at first and second, and delivers a pitch just missing the outside corner. 1-0. Friend of the press box, Martine, making his rounds down there, walking behind home plate, just assessing, checking the area, head on a swivel. That one hits the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Medden at first and Ruiz at second for Novato. That one is inside, moves him back, 2-1. Zario out of the College of Marin. Right-handed third baseman, 3 for 8 coming into this series, or coming into this game in this series. So he's 3 for 10 now. He has scored another run, so he has scored twice since Friday night. He has a 3-1 count. That one is in there for a strike. Everybody knew it. Umpire, catcher, and Benny. 3-2 now. Runners will be moving with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Hit sharply right back and knocks it down. Remedi picks it up, underhands it to first and gets him. So good relief job by Bobby Remedi. Comes in and gets Nazario to ground out. But 4 runs on 3 hits for the Knicks. They leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Potters down 10-0.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of Five Star Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
5 Star treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're Five Star Bank. How can we help you?
$100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar double round.
Bottom of the 4th inning out at McBean Stadium. Potters with a big hill to climb. They'll start off with Andrew Sloan, then Brett Griffiths and Colby Amaral against Nico Tejada, who's gone through 3 innings, given up 3 hits. 2 of those, I believe, of the infield variety. He has not struck anybody out, but he has not walked anybody either. So he will enjoy the 10-run advantage and also face Andrew Sloan, who singled his only time at the plate back in the 2nd inning. First hit of the season for Andrew Sloan. So he is 1 for 5. Product out of Carmichael and University of the Pacific. Potter fans obviously basking in the beautiful day out here, but would like to get some offense from their heroes to kind of pick it up a little bit out here. Tejada pitching to contact, and he's got himself a strike. 0-1 on Andrew Sloan. That's fouled back off the screen, so it's quickly 0-2 on Andrew Sloan. Breaking ball down low. Nice block back there by Lencioni. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Andrew Sloan. Taking a deep breath. Stepping back in the batter's box to start off this bottom of the 4th inning. Hit high and well to left center field, but moving over is Medden. He'll get it in left center right in front of the warning track. So Sloan hit it well, but Medden collects it in left center field for the first out. We have Brett Griffith, who infield singled his first time up, his 2nd hit as a Potter. So he is 1 for 1, the second baseman out of American River College. So he will settle in, and somebody's got to start something for Tyler Robertson and the Potters, with coaches Ray Garcia at 3rd and Stones McCoy at 1st. That's hit into left field. That's a base hit for Brett Griffiths. A line drive on an inside fastball. 4th hit for the Potters, and that will bring up Colby Amaral. And that's what Tejada done. He's just pitching to contact. That time they found a hole. Sloan, who hit the ball very well before Brett, flied out to deep left center. Colby popped out to shortstop his first time up. So he is 0 for 1, 0 for 4 on the season. Has received 4 base on balls in the first 2 games. Griffiths with the short lead over at first base. Amaral shows bunt and tries to put it down, but it's fouled. He had Benny Nazario playing deep at 3rd base. So I thought he'd taken advantage. You just got to get base runners any way you can when you're down by this margin. So Colby tried the bunt tactic, didn't work. It's 0-1. High fastball evens the count up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Wyatt Balky to follow for the Potters, as they would go 5, 6, and 7. Balky in the 8th spot to throw over to first base to keep the runner close. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. 1-2 on Kobe Almiral. In the dirt, gets away, and Brett Griffin's going to go down to second base on the wild pitch. Not much Lencioni could do about that one. Bounced in front of the plate, then took a left turn, went over to the screen. So Brett's down at second base. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Colby. Potters with 40 home games this season. This is just number 3, so plenty of baseball left to come out and check out. LincolnPotters.com for tickets and information. That's a high fastball, 3-2. Talking to the owner, Clifton Taylor, yesterday in the booth, telling stories about his exploits, and he said he'd be watching the game from Tahoe today, and hopefully he's still watching. And maybe he's, gone out, and there are other things to do in Tahoe. So if he's still watching, hey, Skip, how you doing? That's a ball 4. So Emerald with another walk, his 5th this season. So I thought maybe Clifton started off watching the game. Maybe he's moved on to something else. You never know. I mean, he's a devoted owner, so you never know. He does think. I know he thinks that Balky's going to come through with a big hit right now, and put some runs up on the board for the Potters. As we have a Beaver out at second base, Brett Griffiths, and at first Amaral, and Balky, who's from American River College as well, at the plate. Breaking ball, nice looking pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Nico Tejada, the right-hander for the Knicks. Amaral, his first walk of the game. He's ahead in the count, 0-1, 2 wide, Balky. Fastball high and inside. Evens it up at 1-1. Balky swings and misses at a fastball. 1-2. Tejada going to the outside corner on that one. Number 9 hitter is Micah Marquez. He is on deck. Potters need to break through here, get something on the board. Balky swings and misses. So Tejada picks up his first strikeout, his first walk, and then picked up his first strikeout, and that'll leave it up to Micah Marquez. The third baseman grounded to second his first time up. Out of St. Helena, California. Playing down at third base for the Potters today. Pops it up. Back near the screen coming out. Lencioni coming back, and he's not going to be able to get it. That just barely misses seats and people and everything and bounces up. And what a play up in the stands. 0-1 on Micah. That's tough if you're in that first row because you really don't have an angle as the ball comes over the top of that screen. But it hit on the cement walkway right behind that first row of seats. Very fine seats down there. 0-1. Breaking ball gets away. Picked up by Lencioni, but he's not going to have a play as Griffiths moves to third and Emerald to second. Another wild pitch from Tejada. And now 2 in scoring position for Micah as the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. See if Ray Garcia, coaching the third, can send some of these runners across. That's a fastball. Good-looking pitch in there for a strike, 1-2. Stones McCoy working at first has got him over to second and third. He's done his job. Now we've got to go ahead and get him in. At least that's the way he would tell it. Logan Pruski to follow the top of the order if Micah can keep it going here in the fourth. Fouls it back to the screen. One and 2. Lifted right side, and that'll get out of play as well. Over by the beer stand. The small pub over there. I'll call it a tap room down there. That's what we'll call it for right now. I know it has a real name, but that was last year. I'd forgotten it. Still 1-2 now. Tejada checks the runners. That's in the dirt, gets away. Here comes Brett Griffiths. It's picked up, and it's not going to be in time. Brett scores on the wild pitch. So the Potters break into the scoring column on a single, a walk, and a couple wild pitches. Moving over to third was Scobie Amaral. So he is 90 feet away as Micah Marquez now with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Hit well to center field, but right in his tracks is Medden out there, and he makes the catch for the out. So Marquez hit it well. Potters score one time. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Potters trailing by 9.
Hi, Bill Evans, president of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team helps keep together an amazing organization, and we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Moving along to the top of the 5th inning, it'll be Shabasteri, Lencioni, and Lenahan for the Knicks, 3, 4, and 5 against Bobby Rometti, who came in and got the last out in the top of the 4th out of Benedictine University. The right-hander finishing up his warm-up tosses to Andrew Sloan, whose throw goes a little bit too high to second base, but it's pulled down by the second baseman, Brett Griffiths, backing things up. So Shabasteri coming up, he singled and scored in the first, struck out looking in the 3rd, and then flied to right in the 4th. So Max is 1 for 3. He's 2 for 8 in the series. Been playing shortstop all 3 days for the Knicks, who are trying to break through with their first win of the year here in Game 3 of this series. And they have a healthy advantage in trying to do that. Nice looking pitch on the corner from Bobby for a strike on 1. That's chopped foul. Makes it 0-2. The score isn't good. Still a beautiful day out here. A lot of fans checking out the Potters today. Enjoying the great vendors we have out here at the Lincoln Potters. Fat Cat, we talked about the hot dogs. Muy Poblito, I think, is the name where Hobby goes by down there with the Mexican food. The quesadillas, again, come in the gate, take a left. You want to keep going to the hot dogs, that is fine. That's a great idea. If you want to take a little right there, you go in there, you get the quesadillas or whatever, street tacos, all that stuff that Riley has tried 50 times, and you can enjoy those. That's lifted to right field. It's slicing, and it'll be foul. Also, if you keep going down there, if you don't want to do that, you go down left side. You got the Potters concession stand down there. You've got a canned beer bar, and then you go down the first base line. You go down to the they call it the brew pub down there, and also the VIP section, which, I don't know, you got to have like special lanyards or something. I don't know how you get in there. They've never let me in over there. So there's all kinds of stuff. We've got shaved ice back there as well. Ran it down to 3rd. Marquez scoops it up. Micah across the diamond. Staying on the bag is Hunton Brown, that's Jake Tandy over at first base, staying on the bag. And Shabasteri is retired 5-3. Now this is the Farmers' 5th inning, so if the first batter in the Farmers' 5th inning is retired by any means necessary, then it's half off Farmer's beer for the entire inning, which is a pretty good deal. And I commend the individual in the Padres Hierarchy who came up with that idea, because that is genius. And again, I didn't think of it. That's what really makes me mad. Because most of the ideas out here are really mine when you think about it. There's a fastball in there for a strike. Okay, a couple of them, that is, not all of them. But that's a real good one. So thanks to Farmers and thanks to the marketing genius who came up with that idea, because they'll now enjoy it at 50% off. Swing and a miss. That's Lencioni, who's been quite a problem. He had a 3-run home run in the first inning. He singled and scored in the third. He was hit by a pitch. He walked and scored in the fourth. So 2 hits, 3 runs scored, 3 runs driven in for Lencioni today. 0-2 now. Misses outside with that one from Remedi. Skylar Linehan scheduled to be on deck. But we've got a pinch hitter, it looks like. Fouled off, back to the screen. Lencioni staying alive. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 5th. Breaking ball just misses the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. By Remedi really trying to get that one in there, hoping he would get the call. Did not do so. That one's hit sharply but fouled down the third base line. Fortunately, the third base coach is nowhere. Oh, he's way back 20, 30 feet behind the box. And so it was a good move on his part right there with Lencioni at the plate, as that one went right through where he would have been standing. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. First time Lencioni has been retired.
And there's another Rising Zone strikeout brought to you by the Rising Zone Co-working Center in Rockland. Pinch hitting for the Knicks, number 12, Jet Corrales.
So Jet Corrales will be the pinch hitter for Linehan, who was 1 for 3 while he was in there, did score a run. Corrales comes on here in the top of the 5th inning. We're in number 12 for the Knicks as the umpire makes the change in his little book. We are ready to go. 2 outs here in the 5th. Swings and misses at that one. Remedi ahead in the count. No balls and a 1 strike. Max Garcia to follow. Corrales would soon take over the DH duties here from Linehan. There's Piper jauntily walking around. I haven't seen him in a while. Fouls that one at the plate, 0-2. Glad handing people, high-fiving people, which I guess is what he's supposed to do. June 21st, his birthday, will be the Piper birthday celebration here at McBean. Get your tickets early for that one because it's always a special night. Fouled down to the right side, off the screen by Corrales, so he is behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Pinch hitting for Linehan here in the top of the 5th. With the Knicks holding a sizable advantage in this one. Potters broke through with 1 run in the 4th, but they got a ways to go, a couple innings to do it. 0-2 coming up from Remedi. Check swing, did he go? I say he did. Nobody else agrees. So everybody literally left the field, including fans. Everybody went to the bathroom. Everybody left, and the call did not go our way, so it's 1-2. So just be patient, okay? Just be patient. It's not like a terrible injustice was done to you, unless he gets a hit now. Hits that off the pitcher's glove. Coming in is Pruski. Scoops it up across the diamond and gets him at first base. Nice play, Logan Pruski at shortstop. 1-2-3 for Remedi. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Potters have a long way to go.
Situated on the corner of Lincoln Boulevard and 5th Street, this iconic building has been the home to several hotels over the decades, the most famous and longest running of which was the Lincoln Inn. Having undergone several renovations and architectural changes, this building is the current home of Old Town Pizza, which boasts not one but 2 floors for your dining enjoyment, including open-air seating on the roof. Stop in for a slice today, or stop by the Lincoln Museum to see the 300-pound cash register that used to adorn the front desk of the Lincoln Inn. For more great history, visit the Lincoln Area Archives Museum and, by appointment only, take their free walking tour of historic downtown Lincoln.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Potters trailing to 10-1. They are going to send up the top of the order, Logan Pruski, then Quincy Malbrough, and Jake Tandy against Nico Tejada. Just to clear it up, that pinch hitter's name, Jet Gurales. He's out of Mendocino College, and he almost had himself a base hit. But off the glove of the pitcher, came over to Pruski, and Logan had to make the stab. He made the play, gunned it to first base, and retired Gurales. So here is Pruski, who has flied to right and grounded to third. As Tejada has gone through the first 4 innings, 4 hits allowed, just 1 walk, and he struck out 1. So mostly pitching to contact. Here's Pruski out of Folsom Lake College, playing at shortstop for the Potters. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Chop foul. So Tejada basically saying you're going to have to hit to get on because I'm not going to walk you. He has the 1 walk and also the 1 strikeout. Tejada working from the stretch. Misses outside with that breaking ball. 1-1. Quincy Malbrough on deck, and then Jake Tandy. Big chopper out toward third, short hopped a little bit over there by Nazario. He throws it across the diamond and gets him at first base. Good play by Benny Nazario at third base. Pruski is retired for the 2nd straight time by Benny Nazario, and that'll bring up Quincy Malbrough, who has grounded to second and then reached on an error by the center fielder back in the 3rd inning. Hit it to short right center field, and Medden came in, had it in his glove, and it popped right out. But Malbrough was thrown out as he was trying to score on the Jake Tandy single, then decided to go back, got the hold-up call from the third base coach, and then when he tried to get back, he lost his footing and was caught off the bag. Check swing, and it's outside and low, 1-0. So Quincy 0 for 2 in this one. Out of Folsom Lake College as well. That's in the dirt again, so it's 2-0. Don't see as much shaved ice as I thought I would see. Was the shaved ice guy back there today, Riley? Just usually there's it's a warm day. You get a lot of shaved ice coming up here. There's a high fly ball hit well to center, but a lot of room out there, and Quinn Medden is going to make the catch in deep center field. A couple of Potters have hit it out there, but really not, unless you're going to hit it 420 feet, that's not the place to go. And it's 2 outs, and here's Jake Tandy, who's flied to right and singled. So Jake is 1 for 2 today. Jake flied to right in the first. He singled in the 3rd. So he has 3 hits so far in this series, 3 for 10. Also 3 runs batted in. That is behind him. So he will just back off a little bit as catcher Lencioni just waits for the ball to roll back to him from the backstop. 1 ball and no strikes on Jake. Hudson Brown on deck. Misses outside this time, so it's 2-0 quickly on Tandy. 2-0 is hit sharply down to third. It's a fair ball. Nazario picks it up across the diamond, and he makes the play. Excellent play by the third baseman, Nazario. 2 of them in that inning. Potters go down 1-2-3. We go now to the top of the 6th. Knicks 10, Potters 1.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Top of the 6th inning, Barbara Remedi back on the mound for the Potters. They trail it 10-1. Piper running the very world-famous Piper Dance Contest. And is that Morris Day in the Time, Willie? I think it is. That is a tremendous dance contest song. And then the crowd is going nuts. Remember, the real into T-ball people are in the house today. And there's many of them down there, and they are dancing away with Piper. And many, it's the cameras. The cameras are going crazy. The phones are going crazy down there, as everyone has got involved. It's Morris Day in the Time. You cannot stop. You got the word going on down there. There's people on top of other people, on top of other people. I think that's 3 small people put together to make one person. You'll have to share the prize if you win, though. Piper, who you got? Oh, my gosh, what a good call right there. Great job by Piper. Whatever I say about Piper, Riley, you know this to be true. Whatever I say about Piper, he runs a great dance contest. Sure, maybe he's a little too shiny now. Maybe he's a little too jaunty, but he runs a great dance contest, and he had a problem in the race today, too, by the way. But forget all that. The dance contest, that is his forte, as we say. And now we're back to the game with Mike Garcia at the plate. He takes that one in there for a strike. I mean, I just turned the mood, the whole place around right there. That dance contest was primo. There were almost as many adults. A couple of them dancing, most of them taking videos on their phone, for which Piper charges a small fee. But, I mean, he's got to make a living, you know. That looked like a good pitch, but umpire did not agree, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Luckily, Piper doesn't really have opposable thumb, so he can't sign autographs, or he'd be busy all day long. Although he can give it a try. Chopper out towards second, big hop for Brett Griffiths. Takes his time over to first, and the out is recorded. Garcia is down 4-3. He had walked his first 3 times at the plate today and scored 2 runs. Chris DeLangis coming to the plate now. He walked his first time, then popped to third. Last time up, singled and scored back in the 4th inning for the left fielder. He is today's GOAT batter, or Dueling Dogs batter. It used to be the GOAT batter, now it's the Dueling Dogs batter. So if he strikes out, it's half price off Dueling Dogs beers for the rest of the inning. So there's a vested interest in having him strike out. No offense or anything. I think Chris knows it's nothing personal. Inside for a ball. So he finally saw a shaved ice, and Riley maintains, and we talked about this yesterday, I think it was yesterday, that he has seen chocolate shaved ice. And I think it's root beer. I really do. That ball's hit well to right field. Giving chase is bulky. Still giving chase. That's up against the fence. Actually, I think it bounced over the fence, so it'll be a round with double for DeLangis. So he is at second base. Number 10, I think that'll be Eli Hancock. So Eli Hancock will be hitting for Herder. So Herder was 1 for 2, scored a run and drove in 3, so he had a pretty productive even afternoon. He gives way to Eli Hancock, who is 0 for 3 yesterday and was 1 for 2 the day before. Takes a pitch there in there for a strike. So DeLangis out at second base. his second hit of the day. When he hit it, I thought it maybe had a chance of going out of here, but it hopped over the fence. Hancock swings and fouls that one off, so he's quickly in the hole 0-2. Adrian Ruiz scheduled to be the next hitter. Herder, when he was in, struck out, was hit by a pitch and doubled. Drove in 3 runs on the day. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. Second strikeout for Bobby Remedi. And with 2 outs now and a runner still at second, Adrian Ruiz, who was flied to center, walked and doubled. He's got 3 RBIs himself. Actually, we've got a pinch hitter again. That's Matteo Tassini. Matteo Tassini is going to hit for Ruiz.
Pinch hitting for the Knicks, number 15, Matteo Tassini.
So the day is over for Adrian Ruiz. He was 1 for 2 and drove in 3. And Tassini will come up to the plate and take a strike. Matteo is from Northern State University. So I guess if you drive in 3 runs on the Knicks, they pinch hit for you the next time. That's an interesting theory. You run your team the way you run your team. And by the way, running their team, Brett Kim and Ryan Cooney, the 2 coaches for the Knicks, want to give them their shout out as they brought their lineups up well in front of the first pitch all 3 days. And that's a quality that I do admire. That's down low for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lenges out at second base. His hit was the 8th hit for the Knicks. That one just misses the outside corner. 3-1. Top of the order scheduled next, Quinn Medden, the center fielder. As Piper's got the super soaker out there. He's pelting the crowd over at the third base side and really looking jaunty while he's doing it. 3-1 pitches in there for a strike, 3-2. And he's got his Secret Service detail following along as always, and then some small children. He's just pelting a child who's not much more than an embryo and barely can walk, and he's being shot by Piper. I don't know. Misses outside with a breaking pitch. And Tassini's going to get a base on balls. So first and second now. And Quinn Medden will be the hitter. Grounded to second, grounded to third, walked, and was hit by a pitch. So 0 for 2, reached base twice. First time against Bobby Remedi, who delivers a strike on the first pitch, 0-1. Quinn coming out of Santa Rosa Junior College. Great baseball program up there, also in the Big 8 Conference. Another nice pitch by Remedi, and gets ahead 0-2. DeLangis out at second. He doubled earlier in the inning, and Tassini, the pinch hitter, gets the base on balls. There's a big chopper. Who's going to cover first? Getting over to Remedi. Gets over there. The underhand toss. Nice play by Tandy to Remedi, who got over there very quickly. Looked like that was going to be a problem. Good play by the Potters. And they retire the Knicks with no run score. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Novato 10 and Lincoln 1.
Being a laborer means everything. It was what took care of me when I was growing up. It's what takes care of me now. Because of President Biden and the money he's put into infrastructure, the need for our workforce to expand is out of this world. When our members are able to go to work on these big projects that are funded by Biden's economic investments, it means continued growth in their wages, in their pensions, in their health benefits. It means they're going to be able to take care of their families.
A very good spinning bat race today by two gentlemen, one number 25, one number 55, and I think one of them had no idea. You're supposed to spin around 7 times. He went at least 11. I mean, he just kept going around and around, and then he kind of looked like a putt with a double break on it. He went right, then he went left, then he went back right, and I don't know if he won or not, but it was a very entertaining spinning bat race conducted by the Potters on-field staff who do a tremendous job. And a bunch of newbies out here. It's only the 3rd game of the season, a new crop of interns. And we talked to Matt Lundgren about that on Friday night, talking about the invaluable contributions that the interns make to this whole thing because there's just too much of a machine for a couple of people to run it. And the interns filling in, doing a great job. We've got Carson and we've got Jason up here working the track man next to us, and they seem to be okay. I don't know. I haven't really passed judgment on Carson yet. I was talking to him. He likes to say, "What do you like to do?" He goes, "I go hiking and biking and camping." What? What is wrong? I guess that's okay, though. He seemed like a nice fellow. Hudson Brown will be the first hitter, then Andrew Sloan and Brett Griffiths. I believe we still have Nico Tejada out on the mound. Oh, I think that might be a new pitcher out there. Let's check that out. Nope, it's still Nico. Check swing by Hudson Brown. Going into a 6th inning. But again, Nico Tejada very efficient with his pitches. He's only got 1 base on balls, 1 strikeout. He's pitching to contact. Last inning, a ground ball to third, a fly to center, a ground ball to third. Brown has grounded out to second sharply twice. That one's hit high up in the air towards center field. Medden in right center field waits for it to come down. It does in his glove, and Brown is retired for the first down. Ticini takes over at second base for Ruiz. And Hancock goes out to right field. After batting for Brandon Herter, here is Andrew Sloan, who is singled and flied to center. That's a good-looking pitch, but it misses outside. 1-0 on Andrew Sloan. Breaking ball gets the inside corner, so it didn't try the outside corner, didn't work, so he went inside. Ken Blankenship warming up for the Potters in the bullpen, a right-hander, getting loose as Remedi has come on and done a great job for Lincoln. That one's high for a ball. 2-1. That's lifted down the right side, giving chase at first base, and I think that hit the screen over there. So it's now 2-2. And we got a new first baseman as well for the Knicks. Not surprisingly, the number not on the roster that we were given, but that hit him in the helmet, man. So Andrew Sloan hit on the helmet, and I'm going to take a minute on that one because he was a little bit stunned there at the beginning. So we're going to make sure that Andrew's okay. We'll take as much time as needed. See if we'll get Emma out there to take a look at him. Yeah, we're going to do that and make sure Andrew is fine as Brett Griffiths comes up to be the next hitter. Just a fastball from Tejada that rode in, and Sloan getting checked out there. Not really sure how many backup players that Tyler Robertson has. He doesn't have any backup coaches. That's why Stones is taking over at first base and Ray Garcia is over at third. And Andrew Sloan, thankfully, has got the okay from Emma, so he is staying in the ball game at first base. And Ray Garcia is going to come down and talk to Brett Griffiths and say, "Hey, did you know Panem does all the games at ARC?" And Brett's like, "Yeah, I did. I played out there. My grandma was listening. It was great." I don't think that's what they really said. Got a left-hander warming up in the bullpen for the Knicks, so they're getting some activity. Tejada into his 6th inning, so he is, even though he hasn't thrown a lot of pitches, comparatively, he's still pitch count getting up there. So Brett has 2 singles in the game today, so he is 2 for 2. Hit that one high and well to left field. Going back is DeLangius, and he's got it right in front of the fence. Back to first is Sloan, so Brett Griffiths got almost out of all of that one, and DeLangius tracked it down, stayed with it very nicely, and made the catch right in front of the fence in left field, in front of the Astro Air Design sign, I think. And here's Colby Emerald. Elijah Aguilar warming up in the pen for the Knicks. Now, if we could just figure out who number 44 is at first base, we have a great day. Emerald takes in there for a strike. He has popped to short and walked so far today, as Colby. Throw over to first base and Sloan. Oh, and 1. Hit sharply, cut off by Nazario at third base across the diamond to first, and he's got him by a couple of steps. Potters with a runner and a long fly, but nothing to show for it. We'll go to the top of the 7th inning, Novato 10, and the Lincoln Potters 1.
Gooseport Public House. We have sports on 10 big screen TVs, 23 beer taps with classics and crafts, a full bar with creative craft mixed drinks, live music, and most importantly, great fresh food. In downtown Roseville off Vernon Street, only 15 minutes from the ballpark. See ya at Gooseport.
Old man knocked on my front door with my teenage boy and a couple more from up the road. He had him by the collar, said he
Top of the 7th inning from McBean Stadium. Mark the Phantom Low here with you. Riley the engineer working to my left. We would have Stones McCoy, but he's been coaching first base for the Potters down there. Willie Preston, of course, doing a tremendous job on the PA. And the interns up here, Jason and Carson. And we have Ken Blankenship from Saxon College. The right-hander comes on. He will be the 4th pitcher. McCowan started, then Golden Remedy was very effective, and then Ken Blankenship. He will face Benny Nazario, Matt Chabasteri, and Vinny Lencioni, 2, 3, and 4 for the Knicks, who enjoy the 10-1 advantage. 3 in the first, 3 in the third, and 4 in the fourth for the Knicks, as they look to get their first win of the season and spoil the Potters' attempt at a sweep in this first series. Potters have tomorrow off and then come back on Tuesday, 6:35 against the Menlo Legacy. Gates open, I believe, at 5:30, which means when the gates open, the happy hour starts, and it lasts until the first pitch at 6:35. So if you're going to get here early, get here and maximize your early time by getting here at 5:30. Getting through the gates and going straight over to the brew pub down there and just say, hey, tap room, hey, I'm here. I heard the guy say it's happy hour. Let's go. I'm ready. And I think they like that kind of attitude. So here's Nazario, who has been hit by a pitch, fly to right, fielder's choice. And grounded back to the pitcher. So Benny is 0 for 3. He's played some tremendous third base in this game with a lot of assists down there, a lot of tough chances. Blankenship's first pitch is in there for a strike, swung on and missed by Nazario. Chabasteri to follow, then Lencioni. 2, 3, and 4 for Novato against Ken Blankenship. Fastball just misses outside. 8 hits for the Knicks in this one. 10 runs on 8 hits. They have made 2 errors, but have not hurt them. Hit down to third base. That's a fair ball backhanded by Marquez. He's got a strong arm across the diamond. Scooped up over at first base by Tandy. What a fine play by Jake Tandy at first base, and a good throw by Marquez at third. So Nazario gets some of his own medicine as he grounds out to third base, and here's Chavasteri. Singleton scored in the first, struck out looking in the third, then flied to right, grounded to third. So Max 1 for 4 in this one, 2 for 9 on the series. Marquez having to make that throw from behind third base all the way across the diamond, and Tandy with a wonderful scoop. That's inside. Chavasteri turns away from it. 1 ball and no strikes. That one's chopped foul, so it evens it up at 1-1. McCowan, Golden, Remedi, and now Blankenship. Nico Tejada, the only pitcher so far for the Knicks, although we did see Aguilar warming up in the pen. We'll see if he comes out for the bottom of the 7th inning. Fastball just a little bit too high from Blankenship. 2-1.
Who brought the cowbells? Let's hear it.
Chopper down to third base, but it's foul. And the third base coach makes another effort for it. Their coaches make effort for ground balls. They haven't had any yet and caught any yet, but they do make an effort. I do commend that. Two and two. 1 out here in the 7th. Swinging and a miss at a breaking ball. Nice pitch by Blankenship. He gets the strikeout. So 2 quick outs here in the 7th inning for Ken Blankenship, and that'll bring up Vinny Lencioni, who is homered. 3-run homer back in the 1st inning and set the tone for this game. Singled and scored in the 3rd, walked and scored in the 4th, and then struck out in the 5th. So Vinny is 2 for 3, 4 for 7 for the weekend with 3 runs batted in. Chops that one foul back to the screen. An inside fastball. Quickly 0-1 on Vinny Lencioni. Comes out of Napa Valley College. Headed up to Sonoma State, so not too much of a move. Right up the road a little bit. That's outside for a ball. One and one. Bodie Joyner has come out to bat in the on-deck circle in the DH spot. He pitched last night. Picks inside and low for that one. 2-1. Two and one. Look out, that hit him in the back, sails inside, and Lencioni will get on base again. That's a little bit more painful than ones in the past, but he's on for the 4th time today, and Bodie Joyner will come on as a pinch hitter. Skylar Lenahan started, and then Gorales came in and hit for him, and now Bodie Joyner is going to hit.
Novato, number 39, Bodie Joyner.
So Joyner, out of Napa Valley College as well, comes up here with 2 outs and 1 on in the 7th inning.
He played the other day, 44, he was in. And it's not on the pink lineup card?
First pitch is down low for a ball. Joyner, big right-handed hitter. Against that one inside as well, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes on Joyner. Right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Garcia is slated up. We saw there was a new first baseman. It looks like it's Jaden Pickowitz, who played the first 2 games. He played the first 2 games of the series with number 27, changed it to number 44. Garcia was 0 for 1, but he scored 2 runs. He was on base 3 times with walks. And here is Pickowitz with runners at first and second now, as Lencioni hit by a pitch, and then the single. Hit number 9 for the Knicks, and here's Pickowitz. Fouls that one back to the screen. Jaden was 0 for 6 in the series so far. Does have a run batted in yesterday. And he is down the count 0-1. Chris DeLangis to follow him. 2 outs here in the 7th. Potter's warming up a left-hander in the bullpen. No activity right now for the Knicks. Swing and a miss from Pickowitz. They were warming up Aguilar, so. Oh and 2. Just misses outside with a high fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Pickowitz. 3 in the first, 3 in the third, and 4 in the fourth. So all the runs scored in the first 4 innings. Potters came up with 1 in the bottom of the fourth, but so far Nika Tejada is pitching in contact and being very effective. Check swing in there, call strike 3. So no runs, 1 hit. They left 2. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Potters with a big hill to climb. They trail at 10-1. Bottom of the 7th inning stretch for Potter fans, and there's still a lot of them out here hoping for a miracle. We've got a new pitcher coming in for the Novato Knicks. It's Elijah Aguilar out of Maria Carrillo High School and Sonoma State University. The left-hander comes on to face Wyatt Balke, then Micah Marquez and Logan Pruski. Nico Tejada, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So he also hit a batter, so he was very effective out there and made the Potters put in play. And his defense, especially Nazario in third base, really stepping up behind him and helping him get out to this big lead. So the left-hander warming up is going to face Wyatt Balke, who struck out in his last appearance, reached on an error his first appearance. So he is 0 for 2 so far in this one, 2 for 10 on the year with a run batted in. As Aguilar finishes up his warm-up tosses, Ray Garcia trots out to the third base spot. We haven't really spotlighted our first base coach and our third base coach since the first inning. If we have coaches cam, I don't know if we have coaches cam available right now, but let's take a closer look at our first base coach. That's the great Stones McCoy, who has never lost a game he's coached at first base rally, I don't believe. And I'm not saying he's going to lose this one because you don't give up, but things are looking a little bit grim. I wonder which we could communicate with him. And see what he's thinking right now, because I'm sure that he's kind of tense there. He's got Ray. Now we got Ray Garcia over at third. We can move it over there, the unofficial mayor of Lincoln. He is the one that was responsible, I think, for recruiting Stones to be the first base coach, because he says, I'm not coaching third if nobody's coaching first. And so he cuts a very baseball-like figure over there at third base. Balky takes a ball. So those are our coaches. They're doing a fine job. They haven't had a lot to work with so far. But hopefully that can change here starting in the bottom of the 7th with Wyatt Balky. Check swing, and he is called a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. From the windup, Aguilar. Big breaking ball misses outside. A little late break on that one. So it's 2-1 on Wyatt Balky. Swing and a miss. Outside corner, couldn't get to it. Evens it up at 2-2. Balky takes inside, goes all the way back to the screen. Might have hit our camera. Hit our microphones. Oh, okay. Now that is not good. That is not okay. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's very sensitive equipment, you know. Swing and a miss. He got Balky on strikes. Just the second strikeout for the Knicks pitchers, and that'll bring up Micah Marquez, who is grounded to second and fly deep to center. So Micah is 0 for 2 out of St. Helena, California. Playing over at third base today. Pitched 4 innings in the season opener. Got a save on Friday night. Off-speed pitch, waited for it, and then fouled it back to the screen. So it's 0-1 on Micah Marquez. Good-looking pitch, outside corner, make it 0-2. Oh-2 pitch misses outside. Vinny Lencioni behind the plate for the Knicks. Nazario at third, Shabasteri at short. Tahini at second now. Check swing down too low. Ticini at second and Pikowitz at first. Hancock, Medin, and DeAngelis in the outfield. Inside call, strike 3. Ball's dropped, thrown down to first base, and a little bit more difficult than they thought, but he is out on strikes. 2 outs, and Logan Pruski at the top of the order coming to the plate. Logan has flied to right and grounded to third twice, so he is 0 for 3 in this one against Nico Tejada. First time against Aguilar, who starts off with 2 strikeouts. Tejada went through 6 innings with 1. Aguilar has struck out the first 2 batters he's faced. And the left-hander up against the right-hander, Logan Pruski, the shortstop for the Potters. Check swing on an off-speed pitch, and it's 1-0. Quincy Malbrough to follow if Logan can start something here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. It's high up in the air down the right field line. Should get out of play. And it does down in the bullpen area. Hops over past the VIP section. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitch misses high and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. That misses inside, so it's 3-1. Pruski just trying to get on base any way he can to try to start something for the Potters, who find themselves in a big hole in their attempt to complete the sweep, winning on Friday night 6-2, winning yesterday 3-1. That is ball 4. So 1 on, 2 outs. Quincy Malbrough will be the hitter. Quincy is grounded to second, reached on an error by the center fielder and flied out to center. Hit the ball well a couple of times, but right at center fielder. Out of Loomis and Folsom Lake College. Quincy with 1 hit so far in the series. inside fastball makes it 1 ball and no strikes. So Aguilar with 2 strikeouts to open the inning. Then he walks Pruski on 5 pitches. Falls behind 1-0 to Quincy Marlboro. That one is in there for a strike. Found the outside corner, went hunting for it and found it on that pitch. Evens it up at 1-1. Two and 1. Potter's off tomorrow. Come back 6:35. First pitch against the Menlo Legacy. Then Wednesday is another off day. Then 4 games in a row: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So plenty of chances to catch the Potters out here next week. Strike 2. 2-2. Three and 2, and that one gets away. A wild pitch is going to allow Pruski to go down to second base. It makes it a full count now on Quincy Marlboro. Jake Tandy on deck. He's hit the ball well a couple times. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Line drive right field. That's going to be a base hit. Hancock has it in right field. His throw is going to come in, and runner is held. It's a fine throw from Hancock out in right field. So our third base coach, Ray Garcia, is showing some good baseball knowledge as he keeps Pruski at third base. Marlboro with the hit. Just the 5th hit for the Potters in this one, and brings up Jake Tandy. Jake has flied to right, singled, and grounded to third. Just missed a home run last night. Has 3 RBI on the season. And is 3 for 11 on the year. Right-handed hitter steps in against the left-hander Aguilar. Tandy takes a strike, 0-1. Breaking ball's hit well down the left field line. That is a fair ball up against the wall. 1 run will score. Here comes Marlboro. He's going to be held at third. It's a double for Tandy. The second run up on the board for the Potters. They trail at 10-2. Tandy with his 4th run batted into the season. Runners now at second and third, and Hudson Brown coming up to the plate. 6th hit for the Potters. Again, Tandy with his 4th hit of the series and his 4th RBI as well. Marlboro was looking for a way he could try to score, but Deland just got it in too quickly. And Aguilar left-hander against left-hander. Here's Hudson Brown. Takes the ball. Hudson's grounded to second twice and flied to center. Those all against Nico Tejada. He works from the windup, does Aguilar. Brown takes high and inside. Andrew Sloan on deck. As Brown now with a 2-0 count, looking for his pitch. Runners at second and third, and 2 outs here in the 7th. He got his pitch. It's right down the middle. He lets it go. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hudson from Olive Branch, Mississippi, which is immediately catapulted in the top 3 hometown names through the 7 seasons we've done the team. 2-1 pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Lencioni to keep that one from going to the backstop. 3-1 on Hudson Brown. That one, a good-looking pitch, but missed outside. Ball 4. Loads the bases up for Andrew Sloan. Second walk given up by Aguilar here, and there's going to be a meeting at the mound. We're going to step away for just a second while they chat it up. We are in the bottom of the 7th. The bases loaded. Potters trailing by 8. Meeting at the mound is over. Aguilar faces Andrew Sloan, who is singled, flying to center, and been hit by a pitch. He takes outside for a ball. Very close pitch there on the outside corner. 1-0 to Andrew Sloan. Bases loaded, 2 outs here in the 7th. Sloan hits that one out towards shortstop. Handled by Absteri. Over to second for the 4. So Potters score once, leave 3. We go to the top of the 8th. They trail 10-2.
This job is the Esplanade Turkey Creek phases 4 and 5. Our scope of work for this project is full scope, so we've got all the underground, all the joint trench, and all the topside included with it.
We're putting in sewer pipe, manholes. We're not doing services yet. We go through and do all the main line, and then we come back and do all the services after that. I would say this project right here, the one we're working on, is probably about a 2-month project. It's very costly to the developer, so beating the schedule is very important, more important than most projects. It's got a lot of groundwater, so we've got an extensive groundwater pump system in place. It's just cool to be a part of the built environment and know that for the next 100 years that people are going to use and enjoy what we've created here today.
New pitchers, Andrew Ballantyne out of Fresno State University. The left-hander takes the mound for the Potters. He'll be the 5th Potter pitcher. McCowan, Golden, Bemidi, Blankenship, and Ballantyne. He'll face Chris DeLangis, then Eli Hancock, and then Matteo Ticini. 7, 8, and 9 for the Knicks as they seek to extend this 10-2 lead. Potters with 1 run left, the bases loaded there. Kind of started that rally a little bit too early, or too late in the inning rather. And Sloan grounding out to shortstop to end it. So Ballantyne will take the mound. Next game Tuesday night, 6:35. Menlo Legacy in town. League games start, Pacific Empire League. I believe the first home one is Tuesday the 18th of June. So that is going to, I think it's Humboldt coming in. So Humboldt come in, Medford comes in. Of course, the Prune Packers will be in, West Coast Kings, and the Solana Mudcats. So just a tremendous lineup of opposition in the Pacific Empire League for the first year of the league. Just created in the offseason, probably a little while in the making, but just announced. First pitch outside. And play beginning in just about 3 weeks. Again, 40 home dates for the Potters this season, this summer. So get in now. Outside again, 2-0. LincolnPotters.com for tickets and for information on the promotions like Pokemon 90s Night coming up next Friday. If you dress as your favorite Pokemon, I will make a case to let you in free. I don't say that I can do that. I can do the thing where if you're in your 90s, I can get you in. If you dress as a Pokemon, I'll make a case. I don't know that I can pull it off. It depends, I guess, how well you're dressed, I guess. Fastball's in there, 3-1. I mean, how much effort, how much creativity are you going to put in there? Charizard? I mean, if you put together a good Charizard costume, I mean, I'll pay for you. You know what I mean? Swinging a miss, going down on one knee, DeLangis, who has walked, popped out, singled, and doubled. So Chris is 2 for 3. He was the Dueling Dogs batter, and I think he took that personally. He holds off on that one and gets the base on balls. So he'll get to on base for the 4th time today, 2 walks and 2 hits. And here's Eli Hancock. Eli came on for Herder back in the 6th and struck out, so he is 0 for 1. Herder was 1 for 2 with 3 runs batted in while he was in there. First pitch is outside for a ball, so it's 1-0 from Ballantyne. So that's my take on the 90s Pokemon night. I just, trying to help people. Trying to get them in the spirit. Line drive, that's into right field, a solid base hit. Picked up out there by Balky. He gets it in. The runner's going to hold at second base. It's cut off by Pruski. So Hancock has his first hit. That's hit number 10 for the Knicks. They've got runners at first and second and nobody out here in the eighth. And Matteo Ticini. Ticini came on and walked back in the sixth inning as a pinch hitter for Ruiz, who was also 1 for 2 with 3 runs batted in today. So Ticini up here with 2 on and nobody out. Takes a fastball and it's in there for a strike. Nice breaking ball in there. A lot of movement on that one from Valentine. So it's 0-2 as the swing is unsuccessful from Ticini. Top of the order, that'll be Quinn Medden on deck. Popped up. That should be playable in foul territory for Tandy. And makes the catch, probably in fair territory, so it was an infield fly. Popped up to third. We're going to have a pinch hitter, I think, for Medden. I think that's Jake Paul. Jake Paul hitting for Quinn Medden. Quinn was 0 for 3, had an RBI. Jake out of Sonoma State University. Up here with 2 on and 1 out. Nice breaking ball there, 0-1. He's found the gauge on that one, thrown it successfully to the last 2 hitters. Delangis at second and Hancock at first. 0-1 on the way. Swing and miss to Paul. 0-2. Benny Nazario, the third baseman, is the next scheduled hitter. And he is on deck. That's inside. On that one a little bit further inside. And it's 1-2 on Jake Paul. Misses outside. Nice job by Sloan behind the plate to keep that one from going to the backstop. Evens up the count at 2-2 on the pitch hitter, Jake Paul. Knicks have scored all 10 of their runs in the first 4 innings. That one down low for a ball. Then Remedi and Blankenship came in and did a good job of holding the fort until here in the 8th inning. Swung on and fouled in the catcher's glove, held on by Sloan, and the strikeout of Paul. So 2 outs, and Benny Nazario will be the hitter. Benny has had a full day. He's been hit by a pitch. He's flied to right and into a fielder's choice, grounded to the pitcher and grounded to third. So 0 for 4 so far, 3 for 12 on the series. Did score a run after being hit by a pitch back in the first inning. He scored on the Lencioni 3-run home run. Outside from Valentine. That's lifted into right center field. Balky giving chase, still giving chase, makes the dive, can't get it. It's going to go all the way to the fence. Both runners will score, and Nazario's headed for third. He should get there easily. The throw is a little bit late. Head first slide. It's a 2-run triple, and the Knicks now up 12-2. 2 runs batted in for Nazario as both Hancock and Delangis score. And Max Shabasteri will be the hitter. One for 5 so far for Max. Singled and scored in the first inning. Struck out in the third, flied to right, grounded to third, and then struck out again in the 7th. He's got Nazario down at third base and 2 outs here in the 8th. Lets that one go by, and it's in there for a strike. Like on the high strike side of the strike zone. 1-1. As I see another shaved ice, I'm reminded of Riley, the engineer's contention. That's chopped foul, that there is such a thing as chocolate shaved ice. And then I questioned Ron, and he said, well, why not? I didn't have any answer for that. Because it's just wrong? That was my answer. I don't know if I can prove that scientifically, but it just is. Lifted high up in the air, but behind us. Oh, and 2. I was just distracted by the chocolate shaved ice, and he said it twice now this weekend, which really leads me to believe he really believes it to be true, and that's dangerous. Inside for a ball, 1 and 2. I mean, when you believe something like that can be true, then your whole value system just crumbles. You know, your whole belief system. Anything's possible if that's possible. Swing and a miss. They got him on strikes. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's now Novato 12 and the Potters 2.
I'm Bill Spear, North Valley president of 5 Star Bank. In a time when business can feel so uncertain, we're here for you every step of the way.
I know they have a lot of bells and whistles within their bank, but just the relationship piece here locally on the business side is huge for us.
5 Star treats us like we're number one. They're right there with suggestions, with help. So I have to bank with people that have our mission in mind.
We're 5 Star Bank. How can we help you?
$100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar double round.
Bottom of the 8th inning. Elijah Aguilar out for his 2nd inning of work. Potter scored 1 in this first inning. In the 7th, Nico Tejada went the first 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and a strikeout. He is in line to pick up the victory. That would be the first one of the year for the Novato Knicks. And Aguilar will face Brett Griffiths, then Colby Amaral and Wyatt Balke. 6, 7, and 8. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lencioni sends it down to second base. So I'm going to assume that Jake Paul is out in center field, as he hit for Quinn Medden. Delangis still in left field. Eli Hancock in right. So here's Brett Griffiths. He is singled on the infield, then he singled to left field, then he hit a deep fly to left field that for a second I thought might be out of here, but caught by Delangis on the warning track right in front of the Astro Air Design sign. Brett takes high and outside from Aguilar, 1-0. Out of Jesuit High School and American River College. All-conference performer over there. Chops that one out to shortstop. Shabasteri has it. He's going to gun it across the diamond. It's a little low in the dirt, but a nice scoop over there by Pikowitz. He lives up to his name, and Griffiths is retired for the first out here in the 8th inning, and I'll bring up Colby Amaral. Colby with a pop out to short, a walk, and a ground out to third, so he is 0 for 2 in this one. His first time against Elijah Aguilar. Takes that one on the outside corner, call strike 1. 0 for 3 on the season, has picked up 5 base on balls so far in this series. Lifts that one out to right field. Hancock with the beat on it, reaches up and makes the catch. So 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning for the Potters, and Wyatt Balke will come up. He's reached on an error and struck out twice, so Wyatt looking to make some solid contact here. 0 for 3 so far out of ARC, also Wyatt Balke. Missed a lot of the season with an injury this year. Takes that one high and outside. You got activity in both bullpens. That one misses on the outside corner, so it's 2-0 to Wyatt Balke. He's followed by Micah Marquez. Balke takes a breaking pitch that finds its way into the strike zone, makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss at that one, 2-2. Misses outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Preston Brook warming up for the Potters in their pen. He wears number 30 for Lincoln. 3-2 pitch on the way. Balke hits it high in the air. Might end up foul, might end up out of here. DeLangis comes over right by the fence and gets it in fair territory, right at the 314 sign. So Balke misses by a couple of feet. 1-2-3 for the Potters in the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th. It's Novato 12 and Lincoln 2.
Hi, Bill Evans, President of the Placer County Association of Realtors. We're in the store, our conference facilities, an amazing team help us keep together an amazing organization. And we thank them all.
This organization can't do what it does and can't run the way it runs without the help of so many members volunteering their time.
The success of the Placer County Association of Realtors is largely dependent on our active volunteer members to help our organization and industry. The work of our committees greatly impacts our ability to champion efforts across the board and giving back to the Placer County community wherever we can.
Like all service organizations, I wanted to serve. And getting involved with the affiliate committee was the perfect way to do that.
I love being able to serve my community with my business friends and other leaders and give back to those who are in need.
The thing I love about the PCAR committees is they all work toward the same goal of bringing the community together to support those in need in our surrounding area.
I instantly came to the meeting and had a wonderful time, felt like I was a part of something bigger, and it was just the start of my leadership journey.
Top of the 9th inning out here from McBean Stadium. Novato Knicks well on their way to taking 1 in this 3-game series. Preston Brook is the new pitcher for the Potters, pitcher number 6. Preston pitched an inning in yesterday's game, walked 1, struck out 1, and gave up no runs. So he is out here out of William Jessup University. He will face Benny Lencioni, then Bodie Joyner and Jaden Pickowitz. Those are the first 3 in the lineup, slated to go up against Preston Brook. Lencioni with a home run, a single, a walk, and hit by a pitch and a strikeout. So he is 2 for 3. He's been on base 4 times, scored 3 runs, and driven in 3 runs. Slider in there off the outside corner, 1 ball and no strikes. Misses with the fastball that time, so it's 2-0. Catches the outside corner. Well, that one had to wait a little bit. I kind of thought the umpire was leaning that way, but 2 balls and 1 strike. Breaking ball, that misses, so it is 3-1. Umpire just noticed the scoreboard was wrong. It's been wrong for 9 innings. Fastball in there for a strike, 3-2. Brook, I think, was about 87 or 88 with his fastball yesterday. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. 1 out. That'll bring up Bodie Joyner. Joyner came on as a pinch hitter and singled back in the 7th inning, so he is 1 for 1.
Now batting for the Knicks, number 39, Bodie Joyner.
So Joyner, the second hitter to face Preston Brook. McCowan started, then Golden, Bemidi, Blankenship, Valentine, and now Preston Brook. Tyler Robertson getting his bullpen, getting everybody involved in this one. He doesn't have another game until Tuesday night. Swing and a miss by Joyner. The fastball looking pretty impressive for Brook after he got started there. 0-1. Jaden Pickowitz is next, the first baseman. That fastball hits the outside corner. Nice frame job back there by Andrew Sloan. 0-2 quickly on Bodie Joyner out of San Rafael High School. Out of Napa Valley College. Inside, I think it hit him, but I think he swung. So you tell me what happened. Foul ball. And Preston asking for clarification as well from the umpire. Hey, I was with him. I want to know exactly what was going on there. There's definitely the swinging motion, but they're going to say the ball hit part of the bat, so it's a foul ball. That's the definition of one. It stays 0-2 on Joyner. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 2 strikeouts in a row for Preston Brook. 2 outs here in the inning, and Jaden Pickowitz will be the hitter. He came on in the 7th as a pinch hitter and struck out. So he is 0 for 1 in this one.
Number 44, Jaden Pickowitz.
2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Left-handed hitter. Takes the fastball. It's in there for a strike. Last night, as we said, Brook faced 3 hitters. He struck out the first hitter, then walked the second hitter, then a 1-6-3 double play ended that inning. Swung on fouled at the plate, so he's quickly ahead of Pickowitz 0-2. Potters in the 9th will have Micah Marquez, then the top of the order, Logan Pruski and Quincy Marlboro, 9, 1, and 2. Just misses outside, 1-2. Good waste pitch by Preston Brook. That's fouled back to the screen, hits the pole upon which the camera is on. You can feel the vibration. It's just crazy. Good vibrations, as we used to call it. But Riley does not like when anything goes by any of the cameras or microphones or anything. He's very, very hyper about that, as is Padre Stones McCoy, but he's too busy in the coaching mode. Check swing, he did not go. The ball goes back to the screen. So it's 2-2 now on Pickowitz. Chris DeLangis, the left fielder, on deck. Had a couple of hits today. That just misses. 3-2 on Pickowitz. Check swing, and he did not go. Ball 4. So Pickowitz comes out of the at-bat with the walk, and that will bring up Chris DeLangis, who walked in the first inning, then popped out in the 3rd, singled in the 4th, doubled in the 6th, and walked and scored in the 8th. So he has had a productive day, the left fielder, out of the College of Marin. Fastball misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. This time he misses outside, so it's 2-0. Swinging a foul ball into the catcher's glove, so that's a strike, 2-1. Make that 3-1. Eli Hancock waiting on deck. He is 1 for 2 since coming in the game. Swing and miss that time by Delangis, so it'll go 3-2. Pickwitz will be going from first base, although probably not very fast. Outside, ball 4.
Now batting number 10, Eli Hancock.
Looks like that's 11 walks. Make that 12 walks and 3 hit batters for the Potters pitchers today. So a lot of free bases for the Knicks as they bring up Eli Hancock. Outside for a ball. Eli came on in the 6th inning, struck out, but then singled and scored in the 8th. So he is 1 for 2 in this one. Hits that one back up the middle. That's into center field for a base hit. Coming around is Pickowitz. He will score, and then going to third is Delangis, and it's an RBI single for Hancock, his 2nd hit of the game. 12 hits for the Knicks in this one, and that'll bring up Matteo Ticini, who also entered back in the 6th inning and got a base on balls and then popped out to first his next time, so he is 0 for 1. Started off with 2 strikeouts in the inning, then 2 walks, and now a single. Breaking ball misses, 1-0. Hit to left field. Amaral is right there, makes the catch for the out. 1 run, they left 2. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's the Knicks 13, the Potters 2.
Situated on the corner of Lincoln Boulevard and 5th Street, this iconic building has been the home to several hotels over the decades, the most famous and longest running of which was the Lincoln Inn. Having undergone several renovations and architectural changes, this building is the current home of Old Town Pizza, which boasts not 1 but 2 floors for your dining enjoyment, including open-air seating on the roof. Stop in for a slice today. Or stop by the Lincoln Museum to see the 300-pound cash register that used to adorn the front desk of the Lincoln Inn. For more great history, visit the Lincoln Area Archives Museum and, by appointment only, take their free walking tour of historic downtown Lincoln.
Bottom of the 9th inning. Aguilar still out on the mound for the Novato Knicks. It'll be Micah Marquez, Logan Pruski, and Quincy Malbro for the Lincoln Potters, with coaches Ray Garcia and Stones McCoy. And so far, I have to say, Rod the engineer, I'm not really impressed by the job that they've done out there. Maybe it's me. Maybe they'll say it wasn't their fault. But Stones McCoy will join us in our post-game wrap-up, brought to you by Friends in McBean. Unfortunately, we won't be picking a player of the game unless we have some sort of nice little comeback here. You know, we need a comeback. Player of the game, for, if the other team wins player of the game, it's nice to say it for the other team, but, come on.
Leading
Anyway, Micah Marquez grounded out, fly to center, struck out, so he is 0 for 3. That is outside for a ball. Ball out in the middle of the field, coming out of the bullpen for the Knicks. Nico Tejada went the first 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Aguilar came on in the 7th, gave up a run on 2 hits, then got 1, 2, 3 in the 8th inning. Inside for a ball. 2-0 now on Micah Marquez. They have been warming up several different players in the pen, not with any urgency, but maybe if Elijah stutters a little bit. That one is down the first base line, but foul. Give him chases Pickowitz, but he cannot make a play in foul territory, so it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Pruski to follow, then Marlboro. 2-1 on Micah Marquez. He hits that one out toward right center field. Hancock on the move, moves over, reaches up and makes the catch in right center field. Good play out there in the outfield, and the Knicks have been very solid defensively all day today. They do have 2 errors, but they've made more than enough good plays to make up for those 2 errors and covered a lot of ground. That one was hit well, but ends up in the glove of the right fielder. So with 1 out, here is Logan Pruski, who has grounded out to third twice, flied to right, and walked. He scored a run back in the 7th inning. Breaking ball is outside and high, so it's 1-0. That one caught the corner, I thought so. 1 ball and 1 strike. Umpire just a little bit casual about signaling that one. I'm sure he says something on the field. Hit sharply out towards shortstop. Abasteri picks it up, drops it, picks it up again, throws to first, and doesn't get him, and the ball gets by. And going to second is Pruski, and he is going to be in there. So 3rd error of the game for the Knicks, and this time Pruski gets to second base and brings up Quincy Marlboro. Quincy's grounded to second. He's reached on an error. He's flied to center, and he's singled. So he is 1 for 4. Line to single to right field his last time up. Second hit of the series for Quincy out of Folsom Lake College in Loomis, California. That one's popped up. Short right field. Here comes the right fielder Hancock in. Makes the catch. So 2 outs here in the 9th inning, and that will give Jake Tandy another chance. Actually, I think that's Logan Paul. Yeah, Logan Paul out in right field. I think Hancock is probably over in center field. That's the way I would do it if I was the coach. Next coaches, like I said, give him one more shout out. Brett Kim and Ryan Cooney. Here's Tandy. Hits it high and deep and foul to left field. So we'll do it again. Jake with a fly out to right of single, a grounder to third, and then a RBI double. So he's got a couple hits and a run batted in today. Oh, 1 pitch is outside, so it's 1-1. Hudson Brown on deck, looking for another chance with 2 outs here. Tandy takes that one, and it just misses outside, perhaps a little bit high, 2-1. There goes the runner, and the throw is not going to be made. He is in at third. The ball was too low to Jake Tandy. Three balls, 1 strike on Jake. Aguilar will go back to the windup now with the runner at third base. And that's in the dirt as well. Tandy's going to get the base on balls, and that will bring up Hudson Brown.
Now Now batting for the Potters from the University of
Grounded out to second, twice flied to center, and then got a walk. So Hudson 0 for 3. He's hit the ball pretty well, but not much to show for it. And he's up here against the left-hand Aguilar with 2 outs and 2 on. Nice looking pitch, settles in there for a strike, 0-1. Pruski at third, and now Tandy at first. Tries to settle that one in there, but it's too high, so it evens the count up at 1-1 on Brown out of Olive Branch, Mississippi, the University of Kentucky. That is on the corner for a strike, 1-2. My people tell me Olive Branch is the 6th most populous city in Mississippi. It's in DeSoto County, 39,711. We do the information, we do the research here at Stone's Radio Networks. 1-2. Just misses outside. Aguilar thought he had it. Kind of sauntered off the mound, didn't make a real charge, but he was kind of hoping. 2-2. That's chopped out towards second base. Cassini over to short for the force, and that is your ball game. No runs, no hits, 2 left in the ninth. Our final score, the Novato Knicks 13, the Lincoln Potters 2. We are back with Potters wrap up with our special guest, first base coach Stones McCoy. It'll be brought to you by Friends of McBean. It'll be right after this. Again, our final score, Potters dropped this one 13-2. Stick around for the post-game wrap. It comes up next.
Astro Air Design Incorporated, where you feel the difference. We are a locally owned and operated heating, air conditioning, and custom sheet metal company committed to the highest quality of craftsmanship at a competitive price. Our trained and certified technicians have the knowledge and experience required to install, maintain, or repair your home comfort solutions. Our upfront pricing gives you the peace of mind because you know your price is locked in. Call Astro Air Design Incorporated today.
Here in Michigan, we do more than just survive the winter. We thrive during it. You simply can't keep us away from what we love most: great times and amazing beer. The snow transforms the landscape and lays the path for adventures yet to be had. Trails ready to be explored, and freshly groomed hills ready for the first run of the day. And later, as the sun descends, it's time to unwind with great conversation and even better friends. Experience a taste of Michigan winter with Founders Brewing Company, born and brewed in Michigan.
Being a laborer means everything. It was what took care of me when I was growing up. It's what takes care of me now. Because of President Biden and the money he's put into infrastructure, the need for our workforce to expand is out of this world. When our members are able to go to work on these big projects that are funded by Biden's economic investments, it means continued growth in their wages, in their pensions, in their health benefits. It means they're going to be able to take care of their families.
Welcome back to the Potters pregame wrap, brought to you by the Friends of McBean. And usually after a loss, we really wouldn't do a postgame wrap, but this time I have a special guest who was actually down on the field during most of this. I'm going to call it a debacle, if I may. His name is Stones McCoy. He was the first base coach. And Stones, how much of the blame do you take?
As a coach, I take all of the blame because
that's
the right thing to do.
That's what I like to hear.
Regardless of the outcome, the calls behind home plate, those types of things, none of that matters. It's my fault.
It doesn't matter.
It's my fault.
It's your fault. Tell me, this is your first time down on the field, not with the Potters. You've done that many times in the past, but with this year's Potters. So what's the feeling like? I know it wasn't a great game and everything, but you kind of get a little sense of what it's like down there.
Well, actually, you get a really good sense. These guys, although they're just meeting for the first first time for the most part and don't really know each other, they're really already gelling. And when I talked to you, I think on Friday about that, that was one of the things I was looking forward to. And yeah, absolutely, I really think that that's going to be one of the things that carries this team. And the other thing is they grind things out. We had a lot of balls in play today.
Yes.
Just not a lot of balls that found holes, and that's baseball for you. That's going to happen. So that's to be expected, but the guys kept, fighting, putting up really good at-bats, putting the ball in play, putting the pressure on the defense. Just today, there was no holes.
Well, I mean, you turn it around the other way, and you talk about winning baseball and everything, and you've got to go ahead and give Nico Tejada credit for the Knicks because he went out there, he struck out one, he walked one, he didn't give any free base runners, he made people hit to get on. His defense played well behind him, and if you want to look at a winning formula, I mean, you look no further than that: a guy who puts the ball in play and a defense that plays well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they had really good pitching today, and that's not necessarily what we saw the first two games in this series. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't good in game 2, I believe. There was a very low-scoring game.
Yeah.
But, pitching is definitely something that the Novato Knicks have going for them. Talking with one of their coaches, they're very excited about their pitching staff this year. A little bit more bullish on their offense.
Right.
And today was just the opposite. And they got a lot of really good offense today, and that carried them. When you have that kind of pitching and that kind of staff where you can extend these guys out, you get some good offense. It can really put some distance between you and your opponent.
Okay, finally to wrap up our post-game wrap-up, if you will, you were down there, you were inside you were embedded in the team.
Yes.
And I know you know a couple of these guys from from AR or something, but tell me one or two guys that being around the team kind of stuck out to you.
Well, Sloan,
Andrew Sloan?
Our Andrew Sloan, our esteemed catcher currently. I'm really impressed with Andrew Sloan. I really like what he's got going on there. He has a good communication and rapport with the pitchers already, and we're in, day 4?
Day 3.
Day 3,
yeah.
So,
yeah,
I mean, he's already talking and communicating with them. It seems like they're receptive to that. And you saw a couple of changes in the first and the third inning when we had pitching changes. He would go out there and talk to him, and just like Brock Raggett, he'd have that moment of success for the next pitch or two, and that's a good thing to really see. The other thing, I'm really excited with the shortstop, and I'm drawing a complete blank right now.
Logan Pruski.
Logan Pruski. I'm very interested to see how Logan does, because Logan seems to be a guy that really fits in the dugout over there.
That's good, yeah.
And being in one of those positions on the field, that's kind of a leadership position. So let's see how that plays out this summer.
All right, Stones McCoy, you were embedded. You did a fine job. I don't want to point out this is your first career loss as a coach, but I will point it out by not pointing it out and just say that between Riley and I, we don't really blame you all that much.
I appreciate it.
I hope that's fine for
Thank you.
That's
guys.
our post-game wrap-up with our special guest, Mr. Stones McCoy. Our final score again, the Novato Knicks 13, the Lincoln Potters 2. Potters are off tomorrow. We're back on Tuesday, 6:35, first pitch. We invite you to check us out. For Stones McCoy, for Riley the engineer, for Chris Toy, who's not even here, for Willie Preston, Jason, and Carson, the interns. I'm Mark the Phantom Low. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.